The new Haval H6 from $29,990.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Dick Burwell Oval in Nelson Bay for this Hunter Haval Black Diamond Cup Bar TV match of the round between hosts Nelson Bay and the visitors Warners Bay. With me are my expert commentator and close colleague Lucas Holmes. Good afternoon, Louis.
Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Always great to be here on the Timaru Peninsula this afternoon, and what is turning out to be the sun's starting to come out, ladies and gentlemen, but as we will touch on soon in our broadcast, the wind is howling here at Nelson Bay.
Yeah, look, the whole east and southern part of Australia's copped a big weather batter, and we're probably getting the best end of the pineapple here. It's not too bad at all, really. There is a very swirly and blustery breeze, which appears to be running from the Combox side to the other side of the ground, which is a westerly. If you look up here, you'll see some, as the foghorn goes off in the background, you'll see the trees there really blowing hard. So last time you and I were here, it actually howled Lucas Holmes finals day. Lucas, could you please read out for us the visitors, Warners Bay, the 1 through 22, please.
The Warners Bay Australian Football Club, number 1, Jack Hardman. 4, Luke Roach. 5, Matt Spinks. 6, the skipper, Nick Turner. 7, Ryan Sorensen. 8, Riley Warner. 10, Josh Ranieri. 11, Tom McDonald. 13, Sam Gibbons. 18, Ben Hunter. 21, Lockie Deverell. 24, Josh Nichol. 30, Oscar Anderson. 31, Leo Vo. A late change, David. Number 34, Isaiah Olsen is a late out. 35, Kane Gibbs. 37, Corey Deverell. 38, Tristan Warner. 41, Link Stewart. 42, Ben Crawley. 44, Zach Simons. 46, Nick Medcalf. And the emergency Angus Lodge is in jumper number 34, David.
In what is a vastly different Nelson Bay side than the last time we called Nelson Bay Lucas Holmes. Number 2, Adam Gunya. 5, Mark Spencer. 6, James Anderson. 8, Ben Thompson. 9, Joel Erickson. 10, John Freund. 12, David Wood. 13, Chris Eddy, back today. 14, Jaden Reimer, the class act. 15, Pat Callery. 16, Jared Reimer. 17, looking forward to watching this bloke play, Andrew Last. Number 20, Connor McCartney. 25, Billy Barton, been in great form today. Alec Clarkson, 30. 35, Aaron Crouch. 37, Harrison Yule. 38, Matthew Blythe. Gordon Young in 40. 41 is James Fleming. Kieran Lamont in 55. And finally, 68, Brad Spencer. Lucas Holmes umpires with a story about one of our goal umpires. Please, mate.
The umpires this afternoon, David. Field umpires, Tom Stewart, Dave Parsons, Josh Archer. Boundary umpires, Colin Goodenough and Chris Valley. And goal umpires, Jake Lowe. And in umpiring her 50th first grade Black Diamond Cup game this afternoon, David, is Rachel Goodenough. And
congratulations to Rachel on that. It's an excellent achievement. 50 games of Black Diamond footy. Fantastic work. Well done. Louis, looking forward to this is an extremely important game of football. Both sides want to get into that middle to bottom half of the 7, and this leading into a bye next week because of representative football, which we'll talk about later. This is a very, very important game.
It sure is, David. Two, as you could say, older Black Diamond Cup sides, more experienced sides coming against one another, looking, as you said, to cement their place in this top 7, even though it's this early in the season, David.
Sophie Balcon will be our special guest at half-time. You can see that the Nelson Bay players are wearing pink socks. That's in support of breast cancer. We've got another siren coming. And you can foghorn, thanks Walshy for that. So we'll be talking about, you can see Nelson Bay, all their players are wearing pink socks today in support of raising awareness of breast cancer. So fantastic cause there, and you can see they're very bright, easy to spot. Lucas, ladies and gentlemen, Lucas Holmes done very well. He had the singular, unique experience of driving through flurries of snow yesterday. Good to see he got through the cold snap between Bathurst and Lithgow. A bit hairy, was it?
Thank you, David. No, it was quite an interesting drive, ladies and gentlemen, but nonetheless, great to be back here for another weekend of Black Diamond Australian rules football.
Wouldn't be anywhere else for Quids. As I said, considering the weather that our friends have had down south, some awful weather in Hobart in particular, some of the footage there was unbelievable. But we've got the best end of the pineapple. It's sunny. It is not warm. The breeze is blowing everywhere, but the ground's in pretty good nick, isn't it, Louis, considering they had some irrigation problems early in the year. Lucas and I went out earlier on. It's not too bad. Go on, Louis.
It was, as you just said, David, we went out there a bit earlier, slightly tacky around the centre square, but around the ground it is in fairly decent nick, a bit of give-in for the players, so that's always good, David.
It is indeed, mate. And, of course, we're leading in next week to our representative football at Manuka Oval, AFL Canberra against the Black Diamond Footy League. Cannot wait for that. But we'll concentrate on this first. Lucas and I had a bit of a chat in the way up here. We're going to be able to talk to you about some of the players we think might get into that side. Of course, we've got no idea who's going to be picked in the side. It's a very interesting situation. Almost ready to go here. We've got one of the head honchos of Bar TV's looking after today, and the great Brendan. Good to see you here, mate. Fantastic to have you there, footy. Looking forward to a big day's football here. Up come the thumbs. Looking forward to a very big day of football. Really is an important game. Cannot explain how important it is for both clubs. They must keep touch, Lucas Holmes, with Cardiff, Terrigal of Oak and Newcastle City, who are going very well at the moment in the top 3 positions in the ladder, Louis.
They sure are, David. Just looking at both teams making their way to the positions at the moment, it looks like we must have missed the coin toss, unfortunately, but it looks like Warners Bay are kicking from left to right, as you see Luke Roach, Corey Devlin and Tristan Warner in the forward line. Indeed.
Now, Billy Barton in the middle there on your screen's got the pig headband on for breast cancer awareness. Well done, Billy. Normally, I'd say that's a Larry thing, but given the seriousness of the cause, that's wonderful that Billy's wearing that pig headband. Again, any money that you can donate to raise awareness and to research into an insidious disease, anything you can donate is always very welcome. There's an interesting matchup. Adam Gunya and Jack Harbin right next to each other. Goodness me, there's some talent. Tom McDonald and Billy Barton in the ruck. Now, umpire Dave Parsons. Lucas Holmes in commentary. My name's David Redden, and away we go. It's rock and roll time. Black Diamond footy on again. McDonald favoured by the bounce. Gets the football out. Ben Hunter, much more svelte this year. Geez, lost some weight. Ball going through there. Reimer going through. Hunter gets it out. Handball blocked. Comes back again, does Warner. Gets that ball out. Ranieri misses. Grinya off the ground. Turner straight through. Gets that ball going down the line. Picked off by Reimer, who's been in superb form this year for Nelson Bay. Kane Gibbs gets out of the way. Reimer hits Grinya with the ball right in front of us in the combox wing. Down towards half-forward flank. No, mark dropped there by Spencer. Gone, I would have thought. Excellent tackle. Yes, Lucas Holmes has picked up an injury behind play there, Lucas. Keep an eye on that for me. Oscar Anderson's got the footy.
Warner's Bay star half-backman Lachlan Deverell, as you see, they're down in the background.
Yep. Dan Gray's there looking after him. Hopefully Lachlan will be okay. Anderson goes long. Almost picked off. Good handball comes out there. Gets that ball out here to the wing. Billy Barton goes square. That's dangerous. Now here's a chance. Luke Roach cascades down the ground. Can he kick a long goal to get Warners Bay started? Roach! Just misses. Behind Warners Bay. Warners Bay a point. Nelson Bay yet to score. Lachlan Deverell still on the field?
Still on the field at the moment, David. Just trying to pick him back up for everybody. No, he's not on the interchange bench.
Okay, thank you. I can see Ben Crawley out there. I can also see Angus Lodge, the late in over there, as well as Leo Vo. So looks like Lachlan Deverell isn't on the bench, you're right. Right back to fullback. Short pass comes out, hits his man. Matt Spinks is on the mark there. It's about 30 metres out from goal for Nelson Bay. Looking at his options. Yule goes wide. Top spin, sort of a punt kick. Didn't hit a flush. Ranieri, nice skills this fellow. Gets that ball going down toward the pocket. That's going to be when most of the players. Corey Deverell's out there. That ball stayed in. No, it didn't. Boundary umpire actually right on the spot. I think Corey Deverill thought he was away there. He had a yard on Gordon Young. So Colin Goodenough gets the ball. Not about 40 metres out from goal, Lucas. Kane Gibbs is in the ruck here with Billy Barton. Ericsson to the back. Ranieri's in there. Barton left-handed, wins that one clearly. Grenier at the bottom, couldn't pick it up. Good tackle made by Barton. Held in, umpire says, I'll have that, thank you.
And with the Warners Bay players going in the ruck against Barton, they're going to have to try and get away from the body contact because Barton has got a significantly stronger upper body, David.
Yeah, I would have thought that Kane Gibbs can go in for body, but that Barton will have him for height. Lovely slick hands come out towards Wood. Goes long. Spearing ball down the middle. Kept that ball in. McDonald, can he pick it up? He can. Off to Nickel. Gets that ball inside 50. No one's ball, really. Someone's going to make it theirs. Out come Nelson Bay. Grinya shrugs a tackle with his upper body strength. Again, not a great kick. It lacks a fortune. Finds his man there in Anderson. Anderson smothered. Ball goes out of bounds. And again, have a look at the background there. There's a lovely view of how windy it is. It really is quite breezy here today. And from listening to Roger Price, Lucas, it's actually quite swell. It's quite hard to judge where it's coming from.
Yeah, Roger Price, and talking to us before the game, is that wind is swirling as Sam Gibbons affected that spoil just then, David.
Thank you. I didn't see that. Ranieri does behind the back trick, can't pick it up. Hardman comes out with the speculator. Grenier gets his 5th possession in about 4 minutes. Great start from Grenier and kicks it, of course. Commentators miles out of bounds on the full. Josh Nichol will take this ball. Colin Goodenough's put the mark right on centre wing, almost directly in line with the centre circle. So Nichols got the footy, and he'll have a look. Oscar Anderson's back was for him, and that's where he's going to go. Oh, ordinary kick. Anderson's got enough time. Goes short and finds his man, Luke Roach. Mucking around here, Warners Bay. Grinny's going to put a tackle on Roach. He gets it away eventually. Simons can't get a hands on it. Backwards to Nichol. This time decides to go long. Marking contest, all nearly taken there by Lodge. Gets a handball out. Oh, good tackle, actually. Gibbons can't get it out. Roach puts a shepherd on. Hardman can't pick it up. It's over there in front of the hammer cage. And Colin Goodenough will take this ball in, and half forward flank for Warners Bay. Just the solitary behind at the moment. Warners Bay 1 point. Nelson Bay yet to score. 4.5 minutes elapsed time here at Dick Bell Oval. Good bodywork, Barton. Lucas Holmes was talking about that upper body strength earlier. Ben Hunter, left foot up. Gibbs in front. Can't quite pick it up. Wood gets him out of there, actually. Oh, that's an excellent tackle. And play on. Gibbs goes over the top. I would have thought it's almost over the shoulder. Under all sorts of pressure. Speaks gets the ball. Goes long. Matthew Spiggs! Poster. So, 2 behinds Warners Bay. Nelson Bay yet to score. 5 minutes gone. Lucas Holmes.
Yes, we've already seen for Nelson Bay, David. We've already seen McDonald and Gibbs in the ruck, and you'd expect to see Crawley in the ruck as well, and as the players just stepped out of the square, so that should be a ball up on the point of the kickoff line, David. You
can actually see the divot where he's gone out and slipped on his left foot, then that's outside the line, so it'll be a ball up here as the wind picks up. And of course, Nelson Bay cannot rush this for behind. Ball must stay in play. Gibbs out of the square, out of the middle, and another poster. 3 behinds Warners Bay. Grenier, short ball, hits him right on the chest. Warner's on the mark, actively patrolling there. Lovely kick, Grenier, and away they go. They're out here. Ranieri can't make that tackle. At the back, Stewart. Here's a chance, Nelson Bay. Crash ball. Off the ground goes Fleming. Contest out there. Fleming's in there again. Oh, good tackle put on Freund. Barton. Oh, smothered off the boot by Turner. In desperation there, really. Lachlan Deverell's back up on his feet. Hunter will stay on his. Hits Deverell. Here's a chance. Deverell, usually a reasonable user of the football. Gets that ball out in front. Hardman trying to stay on his feet. Corey Deverell's there with him. Right in front of the 10, in front of us. In underneath, and umpire says, I'll have it, thank you. Good football there. Nelson Bay put Warners Bay under a lot of pressure at centre half forward there. Lucas Holmes.
They did, and just finish off my point from before, David. With the 3 Warners Bay rucks, for Nelson Bay, rather, you'd expect Barton to ruck all day.
Yes, you would. Oh, beautifully read by Warner. Riley goes long. Nelson Bay's got a spare man at the back there. Yule goes wide. Had to be a good kick and wasn't. Turner doubles back. He's got Gibbons with him. Experienced plays. Oh, Turner's done that really well. Gets a 6 or 7 metre kick out though. Out that ball goes. Chris Eddy down that wing. Reliable backman he was. Had a great year last year. Link Stewart's in front. He'll look to go backwards, I'd imagine, knowing Lincoln, and he does. And finds Nichol. Nichol's going to quarterback that one. Can he hit someone? He does. And he's hit
Metcalf.
There, he's hit Nick Metcalf. Looking at his options. Not many on, really. Goes to the left foot, and thank you in the background. He does go long. Corey Deverell. Got a chance here. Ball being pushed away by that strong breeze in front of Blythe and Corey Deverell. So no goals here after 7.5 minutes elapsed time at Dick Burwell Oval. With thanks to Hunter Haval at Cardiff and Maitland, the major sponsor of the Black Diamond Football League. McDonald and Barton. McDonald's got the sit here in front, gets the tap out. Gibbons going through, can't pick it up. Ball held in, comes out towards Corey Deverell. Goes low, is in trouble now, gets the ball off to Gibbs with a little dicey handball. Gibbs on hands and knees, tries to tap it out, doesn't try and over possession. Deverell off the ground, almost a push in the back to Nelson Bay, I thought, towards McCartney, not paid. And there's a free kick's been plucked out of there, and I'm not sure who that's to yet. Here it comes. Still can't explain that free kick, but it's come out. Possibly a push in the back. Anderson's all over his man, holding the man decision given against him to Lars. So this is this new player, Lars. Been very impressive in the start of the season. Always in Nelson Bay's BNF. Best players. Off the head there. Good tackle, mate. Should be gone. And is. Excellent tackle. Made by
Zach Simons.
By Zach Simons. That was a terrific tackle. Handy cricketer, Zach Simons, too. Place to Belmont. Goes square. In fact, goes backwards, nickel. Down here's Nick Metcalf. Oh, he's smothered. Trouble. Can Nelson Bay make him pay? Oh, good tackle, nickel. Trouble. Should kick a goal. Does. Oh, no, he missed that. How's he missed? Gracious me. 12 metres out and he's missed a sitter. So he'll be disappointed with that. So the scores now, Warners Bay 3 behinds after 9 minutes. Nelson Bay a point. Louis, as the ball comes back from the Daintree.
Yeah, goals are going to be like gold, as we say often in these conditions, Dave. Blustery conditions, and although it's sunny out here, you wouldn't think it'd be that windy, but we've seen, as you've spoken about, with the trees in the background, is that Metcalf with the kick out, it is. Short to Hunter, back to Metcalf. Metcalf, back pocket, goes long and high down the centre. Under it's camped on Reimer. How it's pushed out. There's the last, gets his hands out the back, scramble in the middle there, and it looks like the ball's not coming out of there, and we have a ball up, David.
Thank you, Lucas. McDonald's in, Barton's in. Barton using that body well, gets a left-hander out. Wonder if we'll see some of that next Saturday at Monica. Ball comes down. Simons goes long, and away goes Warner. He's quick. On the left. Can he finish? Gets it to Spinks, and that's actually a better result than the point, because Warners Bay get to set up in the deep in their forward line with Nelson Bay 1 point, Nelson Bay 3, 10 minutes elapsed time, so no goals so far in a very tight game. Not surprising, Lucas, really, given the conditions.
And there's that interchange, David. Tom McDonald having a rest, and you see Ben Crawley just coming back onto the ground.
So Crawley takes over as number one ruckman. Not at this contest. Kane Gibbs gets that out. Double-hander, but straight down the throat of Chris Eddy. Oh, chance Luke Roach. And I think this time Luke Roach may have kicked a goal. First goal of the match to Luke Roach. Roving off a contest. Warners Bay 1-3-9. Nelson Bay 1 point. Lucas Holmes.
Hunter Haval. Looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval on the range of affordable SUVs. Starting from just $24,990 drive away with a 5-year warranty and 5 years roadside assistance. Hunter Haval, give you more. Book your test drive today.
Well done there, Luke Roach. Nice snap and first goal of the day. And as Lucas Holmes says, goals are going to be very important. Now, Lucas, we've been talking about changes. I think Kieran Lamont's the change ruckman. I don't think Billy Barton's in the centre at the moment. He's not. So 55 Lamont's given Barton a rest, and he's going up against the number 2 ruckman for Warners Bay, Ben Crawley. So first contest for these two. And Lamont gets in there and does a good job. Hardman's got to stay on his feet. Manages to do so. Can't control the football. Hunter. Ball nutmegs himself. Out the ball comes. Thompson over it. Again the ball comes out. Hunter, little short handball. Ranieri, chance. He's in trouble. He hasn't got rid of that. That should be out on the ball. And Nelson Bay thought so as well. Our ball comes out towards Ben Thompson. Goes for the massive long handball out wide here, trying to find his man. Gets it to Lars. Nice old Dustin Martin fend off. Sets up this play. Ground level it is now. Coming out to Lodge. Quickly tackled. Good contest there. Real good contest. Luke Roach dragging Thompson out of there. Umpire will take the ball. Lucas, 12 minutes gone, mate.
Yeah.
Lamont in front, and Crawley comes in behind. Thompson sharks it, though. Then Harmon sharks it again. And this is Spencer. Little short kick. Lachlan Deville's going to stay on his feet. He's very skillful at that. Handball comes out. Turner goes high and wide. Luke Roach test mark. Takes it comfortably in front of Thompson. Centre wing. Goes short. And mate takes the mark. Well done. Was Leo Vo, who's been in very good form this year for Warners Bay so far. Finds a man. Lachlan Deville's gone forward. Spinks has got the sit here. What can Matt Spinks do? Not much yet. The ball's gone too far. He's very clever in there. That ball's still in. Oh, well done. Excellent work, Chris Eddy. And he's done a superb job. As long as he doesn't get pinged out deliberately. Well done, Chris Eddy. Out of position and gets a good result for Nelson Bay.
Did well there to corral Spinks, although the bounce of the ball may have hindered him a bit, but did well to corral Spinks and then get the ball about 70 metres from goal there, did Chris Eddy.
Thank you, Lucas. Lamond and Crawley. Crawley will not go body on body, I would imagine. Gets the right... No, Lamond takes it two-handed. Out comes Nickel, who's got a lot of kicks at half-back flank so far. Someone's got to get in front there, and eventually they do. Chris Eddy comes wide. Straight back to Warners Bay. Going straight back in the 50. Matt Spinks is there. Needs to get a little handball out. Does Lodge to Spinks. Needs to use him. Doesn't. Uses Sorensen, who's tugged that left. Gibbs keeps that in play. That wasn't marked. Gibbs has put a good tackle. He's got to get rid of that footy. Umpire says, I'll have it. Thank you. Enterprising play there and very desperate work in the back line from Nelson Bay as well. Performed there by, I think that's David Wooden, 12. It is. Gibbs gets that, takes the mark. Has he kicked a goal? Oh, superb work, Kay. That's a goal. Oh, well done. Takes it out the ruck. Smart, pot-thinking Gibbs. Nelson Bay will have to be on that tactic. Warners Bay, 2-3-15. Nelson Bay a point. Lucas Holmes.
Belmont 16-footer sailing club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. For all the latest news and promotions, visit 16s.com.au or find us on Facebook, the home of the Black Diamond AFL.
Clever work by Gibbs. Now, he's done that a couple of times, and Nelson may have to now think to themselves, whenever Gibbs is on the ruck and that deep in that forward line, he's going to try and grab it. Crawley and Lamond, as we've been talking, Crawley's got to avoid body contact. He's got to jump over him. Does that time, does it very well. Figures it out. Hardman, good speed, goes along with his right. One-on-one contest. Well done, Luke Roach. He's got sicky hands at the moment, having a very good first quarter. Now, again, this breeze is coming, as you're looking on the screen, Luke's got to hit this a long way right to be a chance. He's a decent kicker of the football when he flushes it. But Lucas Holmes will tell you that with this wind, he's probably going to go outside the behind post. So outside the right goal post, Louis.
And needs to keep it fairly low as well, David.
Gets a good piece of that. He does. What a superb kick, Luke Roach. What a start. Luke Roach, 2 goals. Warners Bay going along nicely. Thank you very much. Warners Bay 3-3-21. Nelson Bay 1 point after 15.5. LJ?
GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the hunt for the past 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. Also a proud sponsor of the BDAFL women's competition.
Interesting kick. It sort of held up a bit. It didn't curve as much as I thought. He really flushed it. And Warners Bay, very handy 20-point lead after a very close and tight start. Crawley and Lamond. Crawley gets that ball right onto Vo's chest. He can't quite grab it. Stays at ground level. Worked out of it by the fluid Jaden Reimer. Ball comes out there to Clark, I think that was. No, it wasn't. It was actually Crouch. Mark taken there by Lachlan Deverill, who I think still partly wounded. Took a very courageous mark there. Goes short. Has to be perfect and is to Nickel. Almost Warners Bay's best player on the ground at the moment. Anderson's gone wide. Now the umpire's got... Is that 50?
It is. There was 2 or 3... there was the Nelson Bay player on the mark, David. Then there was 2 other players inside the 10-metre protected area. So that's why umpire Joshua Archer's paid the 50-metre penalty.
Thank you, Lucas. Lucas Holmes right on the ball as always with decisions with umpiring. Shows me up all the time, does the young man. Nickel short. Roach again. Roach is in very, very good nick this morning, early this afternoon, Lucas Holmes.
He is, David. And Nickel did there, just a short punchy kick offering Luke Roach's lead, not Jake. That's not a very good mistake to make, David.
Luke will not be happy with that. Hello, Jake, if you're out there, mate, listening to us. Jake Roach been out with an injury. He's his brother. Inside 50. He's had one chance at one of these. Gets it up. That's short, I think. It is just touched off hands. So, Warners Bay 3-4-21. Nelson Bay a point after 17 and a quarter minutes elapsed time here at Dick Burwell Oval. That's Jared Reimer at the back, until by that big left knee bandage. Left-footed, unlike his brother. Goes long, gets a lovely bit of that towards Barton, who's back out in the field. That's not a surprise. Turner taps it. Wonder what the umpire's going to say there. Throw it in. Nickel's been the best player on the ground so far. He's been terrific. Almost alone and unattended at halfback, Lucas.
No, he's gathering those possessions and doing intercept marking off that halfback role, which you see in the majority of Australian football now, David, in the big leagues as well. Indeed.
Spinks trying to go with Reimer here. Vo's got Grinya, and here's Crawley and Barton. Crawley gets first hands, beautifully read by Barton. Puts a speculator up. Luke Roach has got 1 on 4. Ball comes to ground. Trying to put a shepherd on. Riley Warner's in front. Can he do anything with it? No, he can't. Lodge at ground level. Gets it out. Corey Devil, who is also at ground level. Vo! What can Leo do? Gets the ball out. Oh, lovely grab. Ryan Sorensen. Good football, Leo Vo. And as an ex-teammate of Lucas Holmes, Leo Vo's really stepped up this year, hasn't he, Lucas? You played some footy with him?
No, he did. Off the back of it, he got the best and fairest for the first division side last year, David. So going from strength to strength in this Black Diamond Cup side this year is Leo Vo.
Ryan Sorensen from almost point-blank range to put 4 goals on. Sorensen kicks the goal. Warners Bay 4 in a row. Warners Bay 4-4-28. Nelson Bay a point. Lucas J. Holmes.
ISC. ISC has been at the cutting edge of designing and manufacturing apparel for elite sporting teams for over 20 years and are proud to be the official apparel partner of the Black Diamond AFL. Lucas
Holmes and I are proudly wearing our ISC jackets today. It's one of the first times we've really needed it this year, Louis, isn't it?
It is.
So, good. Warners Bay really kicking on here. After 10 minutes with no goals, they've kicked 4 in the last 9. So, the Marty Ryman will be quite pleased with that. Again, the breeze is indeterminate. It's almost a cross breeze here today. And David Parsons has the footy. Crawley and Barton, and Barton's changed from Lamont. Barton's going straight at Crawley now rather than coming across him. Yeah, Barton gets that one down. Vo almost sharks it. Lovely handball out Grinya. Thompson, short ball. Should have been taken. Anderson's there. Crawley's after a handball. Goes to Nickel, who's been terrific at half back. Turner now. Got to take his time. Goes to ground level. Gets a handball out. Crawley gets it out now. Here's a chance. Gibbons, short. Almost hit Luke Roach. He's been the form forward on the ground at the moment. And so we've got an out of bounds. Almost 20 minutes elapsed time. 27 points the difference in favour of Warners Bay. And on a sunny but blustery afternoon here in the Tamari Peninsula. So we've got Barton in 25, Crawley in 42. Crawley works him under that one. Well done. Hunter, short ball out. Gibbs trying to get the ball to ground level for his Rovers. Almost a throw. Lodge a chance at a goal. Lodge misses to the left. Warners Bay 4-5-29. Nelson Bay 1 point.
Although Angus Lodge was on the charge there, David, he had unattended Ryan Sorensen in the goal square. So could have stabbed a short pass to Sorensen, however took it upon himself to try and get the goal.
Ryan Sorensen might let him know about that at quarter time. Lucas Holmes. Jared Ryan with the left foot out. Got a good boot. That might go out. Just waiting for the boundary umpire. It's just been touched inside the line. So throw in there from Colin Goodenough after 21 minutes elapsed time. Crawley and Barton. Leo Vo and Grinya there behind them, the Rovers. Crawley and Barton. Barton wins that one, but sharked by Hardman. Too quick. Can Hardman finish? No, that's a shocking kick. Corey Deverell roving where he has to be, front and square. Oh, great work, Chris Eddy. Gets a handball out. Chris Eddy backs up again, second effort. Goes longer this time. That towards the hammer cage. Ben Hunter, who's lost a significant amount of weight in the off-season, Lucas Holmes, I'd suggest 8 to 10 kilos. For Ben, he's looking quite svelte. And he sent a message out earlier on to us to his mate Jake Roach. He's expecting to see Jake out there reasonably soon.
Yet to get their full midfield complement on the park, but with Jake Roach, it's a very formidable midfield, David.
When they get going, it is. There's some other teams in the league that have got decent midfields as well, Lucas Holmes, just quietly. Ball comes out. Thompson's got a paddock now. Can he deliver? No. Intercepted by Riley Warner. Can't quite control it, though. Back to Thompson on his left now. Big burly fella. And picked off by Lachlan Deverell. So Deverell will have a look here, I'd imagine. He'll get some options going back. Stewart and Anderson are going on his right. Deverell goes far wing. Short ball, and that's an ordinary kick and called a throw-in. So, 22 minutes elapsed time. Warners Bay up by 28 points. Lucas Holmes, he's looking at me with one of those looks of his.
I think in the normal circumstances without this breeze, David, there was a good switch on there for Lachlan Deverell to make, but because of this breeze, it's very hard to switch the ball across the length of the ground.
Crawley could have been pinged for pushing the back there, but he's done very well to get that out. David Wood's in front of Luke Roach there. That could almost be a free kick because he disposed of him after the ball was over the line. And Luke Roach has had a very good first quarter, nice hands and running strongly, which means that he's that slight leg injury he's had is totally healed, which is good for the Bay. Nelson Bay finding it difficult to get through the centre at the moment. Ben Crawley after a short throw in. Hunter, can he get to Thompson? Similar builds. Barton, no, nutmegs him. Out that come Hunter. Good tackle. Needs to get rid of that. Good tackle put on by John Freund. Ball at ground level again. Can they get it out? No. And decision is holding the football to Freund. Put on a good tackle there.
Yeah, no genuine attempt there, David. That's why David Parsons has paid that free kick.
Stewart in front, lovely pair of hands. The ball falls his way with his breeze. Went very well. He's been in good form this year, Stewart. The one area of his game that lets it push in the back and paid. The one area of his game that lets him down sometimes, the Stewart's he's kicking. He's rooting at the play and his hands are great, but sometimes his kicking is a little bit iffy. Hunter, 40-metre kick, puts it up. Should have been picked off and wasn't Warner. Good body strength, Warner. Away he goes. Gets that ball down into the 50. Who's underneath this? In front, Sorensen! Lovely spring. So Sorensen's going to take this, Lucas, 38-39 metres out when he kicks. Again, the breeze is going to be a real challenge, isn't it, Louis? Talk us through this one, mate.
Sure is, David. About 35 metres out, Ryan Sorensen. Slow deliberate approach, keeps the ball fairly low, and the goal umpire, Jake Lowe, just moving to the far side, and it's a point.
Warners Bay 4-6-30. Nelson Bay 1 solitary behind. There's 24 and a half minutes elapsed time by the time this kick comes in. Lucas, we'll get a check on that. That player's wearing 18, and we don't have 18 on our list, so we'll get that checked out at the break. Could have been a mark there to Deverill. Picks it up and ends up getting the ball, and that's a throw, and gone. Try to do too much with it. Grenier goes and the umpire pays advantage. Grenier's gone. Ball put straight up in the air and beautifully read by Fairnickham. Nichols got leather poisoning this quarter. He has got at least 10 touches. Foghorn's coming in the background very shortly. Thank you for that, big sauce. And the ball ends up in Ryan Sorensen's hands. Warners Bay 4-6-30. Nelson Bay 1 point. Lucas Holmes, the goals, please.
Goal kickers, David. 2 goals for Luke Roach and then singles for Ryan Sorensen and Kane Gibbs.
When we come back out of this break, ladies and gentlemen, Lucas Holmes and I are going to talk a little bit about rep football. We'll go to a short break now and be back with you very shortly at Dick Bell Oval.
G'day, Rabbit and Julie Goodwin here from Star 104.5.
We love the Central Coast and we love our local sport, especially the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL.
You're looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval and their range of affordable SUVs.
We want to give a massive thank you to all of the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL sponsors.
Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club,
GE Industrial Solutions, ISC,
Prime 7,
Bar TV Sports,
The Entertainment Grounds,
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery,
Marks Men Workforce.
Please support our sponsors that support us.
And we'll catch you on the radio 6 to 9 weekdays on Star 104.5.
Introducing luxury you won't have to sell the house for. The new Haval H6 from $29,990. Introducing luxury you won't have.
Welcome back here to Dick Bell Oval. Lucas Holmes, just quickly before the start of the next quarter, just run me through some of the players that you think will be in the Black Diamond representative side next Saturday afternoon.
We had this discussion on the way up, as you said before, David, and we came up with a list of probably about 8 or 9 players that we thought were locks to be in this representative side. And I think, just to start off, we had Tom Yench was a lock, Marcus Delure,
Connor Haswell, Samuel Brasington.
Yep.
Now, we found out that perhaps Simon O'Brien mightn't be available. Jack Hardman,
yes,
I think, will walk up start.
Yep.
For mine, Barton and Oosterhoff must be very, very close to getting a Guernsey. You wonder whether Braden Toz is going to come into calculations there, Lucas. At Gosford, perhaps Murphy and Birkinshaw are chances. But it's going to be a very interesting and much changed side. No Patrick McMahon this year, who's been a stalwart in the representative side for a couple of years. Alex Mitchell, whether Andrew Scott makes himself available. Some issues with live scoring at the moment. We can't actually see the scores on our laptop, so Lucas, we might actually have to completely log out of the laptop and come back. It might be the only way to get that done. So look, yeah, going to be a very interesting side when it gets named. It's going to be very interesting to see who actually gets named in that side, Lucas. Going to be a tough ask down there in Canberra against Canberra, isn't it? It's going to be a big game footy.
It's going to be very, to our knowledge, we haven't seen the AFL Canberra side yet, David, but when we do, it'll be very interesting to see what type of side they name in terms of their setup of their side, in terms of how many ruckmen they carry and whatever the case may be. And for people out there who don't know Manuka Oval that well, it's a very, very big ground, the wide open expanses of Manuka Oval, isn't it, David?
And most certainly is. The only ground in our league that I reckon comes close to it in size is actually Fayon Park. But Manuka's a very big ground, spacious, wide. So quite interesting afternoon it'll be there down in Canberra. And just we're getting live scoring up. There's just been a couple of little technical hitches here with internet access has bombed out on a couple of us here. So just trying to get the scoring up. Lucas will work on that. Back to the game here. Warners, after a very tight first 10 minutes, Warners Bay will be very pleased with their last 10 or 12 minutes in that quarter where they put the foot down. And yes, Louis, all we're going to have to do is just manually score and keep that up to date. So can't see the scores aren't coming up on live scoring, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully you'll be able to see that on your screen, and we'll try and get that working for you very shortly. Jeremy Buckley there on the right-hand side for Warners Bay, in there with talking to Kane Gibbs, and I'm sure Marty Ryman will be quite satisfied with the first quarter and ask for a lot more this quarter to really put the foot down. And with Nelson Bay having some significant trouble getting the ball past the centre, not too many forward targets at the moment for Nelson Bay. Very interesting to see how Sean McGrath, who's there, our coach right at the moment, the Nelson Bay coach right in the middle. Thank you, Lucas Holmes. Talking to Kieran Lamond, how McGrath goes about trying to get the ball forward and forward very quickly and causing problems for these Warners Bay backmen. Deverell and Nicol had a picnic in that first quarter, Lucas Holmes. And for Nelson Bay, Grinier had a good quarter. Chris Eddy did some nice things. So, and Lamond and Barton did quite well on the ruck, I thought. Yeah,
but you and I haven't seen the Nelson Bay Marlins side this year in that Anzac Day round where we were at Fayon Park to see Warners Bay take on Cardiff. Football operations manager Gary Birkinshaw was up here doing this Nelson Bay game, so we haven't had the chance to see what Nelson Bay made of yet. This, as you said before, this new look Nelson Bay side, David.
It is, and in a fortnight's time will be for our first game at Rose Point Park. Singleton or Wyong Lakes on the 26th of May. But before that, we've got this game here as the foghorn goes off. This game here is Nelson Bay and Warners Bay. Barton and McDonald. Barton clear left hand, hits Jaden Reimer. Over the shoulder, I thought on a two Grinier. Isn't given. Jared Reimer at the back there. Is that called a throw? It is. So free kick. I'm not sure who's going to get the kick. Is it Matthew Spinks? It's not. It's Riley Warner. Ball given straight back. Discipline there. Warner's gone a long way back. He's got a bigger run up than Michael Holding at the moment. Goes long. Good spearing kick, but picked off by Chris Eddy. Comfortably. Comes Combox side. Short. Oh, gee, if Gibbons had gone back 2 more metres, he might have had a chance at intercepting. Grinier off Reimer. Grinier will go, I'd imagine. No, Ranieri picks him up. Going to go back to Jaden Reimer here. Trouble. So here we go. Can Warners Bay make a turnover? No, they can't. Thompson, right-hand handball. Chris Eddy following up from fullback. Goes with a loopy left foot. Stewart, a little bit of shepherding there. I wonder if that's paid. It's not. Nickel got benefited from Stewart's astute little bit of shepherding off the ball. Deverell, Lachlan. 1-on-4 here, Warner. Warner's Bay have got to get their hands on the football here. Sorensen does. Corey Deverell immediately tackled. Very good tackle, Connor McCartney. And very good desperation again from Nelson Bay there. Warner's Bay had a 1-on-3 at one stage there, Lucas.
It did a bit hard to move the football on that side of the game where the wind's pushing it all over, but you'd expect with a 1-on-3 to get the ball out cleanly.
Yes, you would. Thompson, handball out, gets a last-minute call from Reimer. Should be tackled. Gets out of 2 tackles, 3 tackles. Superb evasive work, Reimer. Scrubby little tick. Nichols immediately... Oh, that's over the shoulder. So Nickel coming up for his 13th or 14th posse, and I wouldn't be joking there, Lucas. He's got that much ball in the first quarter in a couple of minutes. Goes square and, in fact, goes backwards slightly to Lachlan Deverell. He's that familiar voice. This half-back line of Warner's Bay is in great form. Deverell, under pressure, called to play on. Hits Turner, and he takes a one-hander. Very steady player. Oh, just did enough there to get that ball off hands. Did Metcalf. Just did enough in the air to stop that ball falling into Nelson Bay's hands. So, McDonald and Barton in this contest looking straight into the sun. Ranieri's got Reimer, which we got a bit of mail about early before the game. McDonald's in front, gets that one out, despite attention from Barton. Comes out, got to get rid of it. Tristan Warner does somehow. Jaden Reimer again shows his strength. Spinks trying to put a tackle on. Can't get there. One-hander. Nickel again. Stewart's off him. Gets it to Deverell. Goes backwards. Hunter, short, left footer. McDonald's got to take that. Turnover. Barton goes with his left. Gets disposed of. Picked off by Ben Hunter. Right on the 50. That's out of bounds of the full, I reckon. Off one step. So free kick here to Last, is it? I thought Last was the closest. No, he hasn't decided it's last ball. It's Mark Spencer. So Spencer's got the footy. Stewart's in front, off the foot. That's a legal kick, and Mark taken there by Ewell. Goes short, indeterminate kick. Really, Hunter ducks the tackle. Nickel again. Gibbons under pressure here. Good tackling by Nelson Bay. Warner's Bay under a bit of pressure here. Anderson goes backwards. Deverell, left-hand handball. Nickel, who's just alone and unattended and carving them up. Ball intercepted, however. Sorensen, left-hand handball, and they're away now. Goes down that line. Long ball. Long ball. Chris Eddie's going to pick this off. 70-metre kick. Short little left footer. Who can get to the footy? That's Jared Reimer. Good tackle, Corey Deverell. Reimer does enough to get it away. Nelson Bay now under pressure. Ball goes out of bounds. And umpire Archer says we'll have a throw-in, thank you. Lamont's back on the ball here. A little bit of a skirmish behind play. Jack Harbin would be well advised to keep well away from that garbage. It's now a 6, 7, 8-man blue. They want to get out of there and play some footy, boys. All of you. Warner, Riley, goes long and high. Probably going to go out in the full, I reckon. Yeah, almost into the forest. Wind really got that one. McCartney will get this free kick. Score check, Lucas Holmes.
Warner's Bay, 4 goals, 6:30, leading Nelson Bay 1 point after 4.5 minutes of elapsed time in this second quarter, David.
Very swirly, blustery wind. Those trees are going all over the shop. Like VFL Park, it is here at the moment. Those of you that have memories of that cold place. Out from Last. Anderson putting enormous pressure on. Clark underneath that. And umpire Parsons says that'll be mine. So it's McDonald and Lamond. Now, McDonald doesn't need to go body to body with Lamond. He does that very well. Tap out to the big man. Sorensen, who's really started to come into the game. Anderson, hurry little kick. Terrible bounce. Gibbons, can he get the ball? Does. Gets it inside 50. Who's in front? Roach is. Where's Spinks roving off him? Luke Roach with a left foot. And misses behind. Warner's Bay, errant shooting 4-7-31. Now 5 goals in front of Nelson Bay. 1 point. Lucas Holmes.
Yeah, we saw that ball movement again there from the Warner's Bay Bulldogs going forward. As we saw earlier with that Luke Roach carry, but in the first 1 or 2 minutes, having to run a long way to carry the ball with this wind, David, it's probably advisable.
Reimer, Jared goes short, hits Thompson lace out in front of Hardman. Thompson looks at his options. Not a real lot on in front of him. Going to come Combox side, I reckon. Called to play on. Gibbons needs to get the punch. Does. Discipline there. Well read by Yule. Gets a funny little right foot kick to it. Deverell's down there at ground level and will get the footy by sitting off. Goes backwards to Nickel. Didn't think that was 15. Nickel with at least his 20th touch. Hits Anderson on the chest in front of Matthew Blythe. Anderson down the field. Finds Spinks and away he goes Matthew. Good moving from Spinks. Goes long and direct. Danger ball. Up there! Are you kidding me? That's the mark of the season! Oh my goodness gracious me. Jack Hardman has honestly taken one of the best marks you will ever see. That's ridiculous how good that is. Holy cow. Lucas Holmes.
As David Redden is breathless, and why not? What an absolute scream of a mark there from Jack Hardman as he takes his kick from about 25 metres and dobs it straight over the top of the goal umpire. Another goal for Warners Bay and Jack Hardman. Warners Bay 5 goals 7-37, leading Nelson Bay 1 point. And
he's no surprise he's winded. If the guys in production can hear me, I'd love to see another replay of that if you could. That was outrageously good. That is, if anyone, any mark of the season is better than that, I'll go he. That was sensational. Jack Hardman on top of shoulders, I reckon, Lucas. Fair dinkum, outrageous mark. One of the best things about our game is high marking. What a display from Jack Hardman. Sensational.
You don't see it very often, David, but when you do, you stand back in amazement, as we have both done there.
McDonald and Barton, that time, that was a calories gone into the ruck now. Metcalf, good step, it should have been pinged. Another good tackle, Ranieri, really solid, comes back for more. That might be over the shoulder. Oh, holding the ball. Okay, now hang on. Now they've changed that kick. That's a 50-metre penalty. He's put that ball down. That's 50. Holy cow. He put that football down with a free kick against him. That's 50. So the umpires have changed it. The non-controlling umpire called out against Ranieri, who ran over the mark. 2 50s there that could have been called. Link Stewart interrupts. Little short kick as is his way. Out towards Turner. Goes to that right foot. Still recovering from that extraordinary mark from Jack Hardman. Oh, lovely work there. Hits Ericsson. Barton's got 1 on 3. Crawley, well done. Handball out. Turner. Can he find a man? Oh, lovely grab, Deverell. Sticky hands. Spinks is running for him. Oh, he's put it up higher. Not sure 2-2. Oh, big contest. Hardman, dangerous at ground level. What can he do from 40? Oh, my goodness gracious me. The goal of the day and the mark of the year within 3 minutes. Jack Hardman, what a 5 minutes of his football career. Warners Bay 6-7-43. Nelson Bay 1 point and Hardman still wounded. He's carrying that right arm. Lucas Holmes.
Prime 7. In 2018, Prime 7 has every big game live and free. Coverage includes 4 games every round on 7, mate, including Friday and Saturday night and Sunday afternoons. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Great football, Jack Hardman. Good football, Warners Bay. And Nelson Bay have got to find an answer quickly. They've got to find a way to get the ball into their forward line quickly and get some real penetration past half forward. Callery and McDonald. McDonald right-handed. Picked off one hand. That's over the shoulder. And paid to Ben Hunter. First man with hands on the ball. He's going to go with a handball. Spinks is running free. That is dangerous. Matthew Spinks goes long. And Deverell's roving here. Chance Corey Deverell. Hardman to kick his 3rd goal in a couple of minutes. Well, Jack Hardman has just put his foot down, and the Rolls Royce, who is still struggling with that forearm, you can see him holding that forearm, and I think he's actually coming off for a rest. Warners Bay 7-7-49, Nelson Bay a point. Lucas Holmes.
Star 104.5 FM. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and has proudly supported the Black Diamond AFL since 2005.
Lucas Holmes, would you like to talk us through the last 3 minutes of Jack Hardman's play?
It's pretty unbelievable, isn't it, David? You see why he's been such a big inclusion for the Warners Bay again this year. It was Bulldogs leading goal kicker in season 2016, then spent a year playing in Sydney for was it UNSW, David?
And the Sydney Swans organisation,
well.
yeah.
Yep. So he's playing there, and you see he's a class act, as we've just seen in that last 5 minute period.
Hunter reading McDonald superbly, and I agree. Oh, and he's paid that with... I was doubtful whether there was prior opportunity, but Sam Gibbons has been paid here for a terrific tackle. Ball's been given to the umpire. It's got to go to Gibbons. Some of these players want to be a little bit careful. They're going to get 50 metres. You've got to give the ball back to the player on the full. Gibbons goes long. 1 on 3. Gibbs, well picked off by David Wood. Reading the flight of the ball in the breeze there. Goes wide. Chance for a turnover. No, Warner can't get there. Lucas will have to go and have a look and see how Jack Hardman is at half time. He's down there at the moment talking to Jake Roach. As I've just written down that the laptop's continuing to play up here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll try and get the scoring up for you. McDonald and Calorie. McDonald gets that ball out. In fact, gets a kick on it. Rare to see the big fella having a kick, actually. And Wood at the back corner. Spinks can't get there in time. Nelson Bay's got to find some answers shortly. He's caught into play on. That's where we went over the mark. Scrubby kick. Who's going to pick this one off? Luke Roach can't bend down far enough. Oh, very well done, Freund. Very good play there. Grenier on his left. Average kick. Correct. He did shank that one, actually. McDonald. Now, that's a over-the-shoulder free kick given against Last. And here come the guys to remonstrate. Hunter's in there. Turner's in a bad way. And Last is still being remonstrated with. Turner is not good at all. He got disposed of after he gave that football away. The free kick's gone. And just wondering where Turner is, whether this will be an assessment for a head injury. He is struggling, Lucas Holmes.
He sure is, David. Not in a good way is Nick Turner. Only his second game back as well.
Indeed. Let's just hope he's okay. He's trying to sit up at the moment. Medico's out there winning at the moment, and we'll just see what Nick's going to do. Oh, he's not in a good way. He's going to have to come off. Yeah, absolutely have to go off. Daniel Gray is there with him, and they'll bring him straight off and have him looked at. I'm not sure if Nick Turner's going to see much more play today, Lucas Holmes. He's in a bad way. Kevin Roach is there as well, and Turner's got a bleeding lip. And wonder if we've heard the last of that one. So play's going to halt here. So if you have a close look at Nick Turner, I'm sure that his lip's bleeding and he's really struggling to stay on his feet here at the moment. Thanks for that close up there. Yeah, Turner's, I'm sure, got blood. Yeah, right-hand side of the mouth there, he's struggling and being given the utmost caution and treatment. 2 people with him, just stabilising him, and hopefully he's going to be okay. Not sure, Lucas Holmes, if he's going to see much more play today, though.
No. Warners Bay could be down to 2 rotations here, David, with Jack Hardman coming from the field as well. But looks like he may have gone back on, because on the bench at the moment we have Tristan Warner, Leo Vo and Corey Deverell. Yeah,
correct. So Hardman must be back out there, and Turner's just coming off now. So the free kick's been paid after the transgression. McDonald goes long. Gets the ball up there. Oh, another specky at the back. I wonder if that was Jaden Ryman that time. Gibbs is on here. Can he get the ball to Hardman for his 4th of the quarter? No, that's out of bounds on the bounce, I reckon. Now, is that on the full or not? I'm not 100%. I thought it was trickled into the post on the ground.
Throw it in was instructed there by umpire David Parsons.
Thank you. So that's Chris Falley with the ball, number 68. Trying to get clearance for the ruckman here. Gets the ball up in the air. Ball swerves in the air with that breeze. Yule goes to ground. Oh, shoulder. Not paid. Ball comes in. Hunter's at the back there, Gibbons. Gibbons could have been dragged out of that, I thought, and was paid. So Gibbons has got a free kick here. That is the 3rd time in the quarter, Lucas Holmes, that the ball has been with an opposition and has not been thrown back properly. The rules of football are clearly, if you've got the football, you're given a free kick, you've got to get it back on the full. That's 3. So lucky players on both sides. Jake Ranieri at the top of it. He put the ball on the ground. Sam Gibbons. Get a kick from about 25 or 30 out. Tough kick in this weather. Keeps it low. And he's kicked a goal. Waiting on Rachel Goodenough. Sam Gibbons becomes the beneficiary of a free kick for being in front and getting it held out of it. Warners Bay 8-7-55. Nelson Bay a point. Lucas Holmes.
Bar TV Sports. Bar TV Sports specialise in the live streaming and broadcasting of local sport, including the Black Diamond AFL. Bar TV Sports, making your game the main game.
Nick Turner in front of us being closely attended to, and Jack Hardman is not feeling that right forearm now, Lucas. So, yes, I suggest that Warners Bay down to 21 men at the moment. I would suggest you that Nick Turner will they'll get a jacket on him very shortly. McDonald and Calorie. McDonald, as you would expect, he's got quite a little bit of height on Calorie. McDonald's been good this quarter. Ranieri, that's pushing the back and paid. Whoever it is that on the bottom has got a free kick for being in the right spot at the right time. James Anderson. Now give the ball back on the full, please. Doesn't have to. There's nothing wrong with the gesture on there, Lucas, because he didn't touch the footy. Anderson. Shares a name with a pretty handy fast bowler from Manchester. Lovely pass to Freund. Goes short, puts it up. Oh, big pack. Anderson. Someone's got down after that pack. Metcalf's got to get rid of it because he's under pressure. Nickel. Gibbons is going to shepherd here. Lucas, go.
Is that Jaden Reimer, David?
I think it might look similar. McDonald, who's come into the game around the ground this quarter. Good low spearing ball. Now, Lodge is roving. Can he get his hands on the footy? No, Eddie's in front. Usually dependable. Hardman just a bit late. Eddie comes back into it. Gibbs. Wood in front. Goes down this combox flank. Picked off by Ben Hunter, who's been very good this quarter. Hunter goes as long as he can up to centre half forward. Lovely spot. Really, really good to Riley Warner. And Warner, this is a tough kick in this weather. He's going to kick from 40 out, 42 out. Low, if he listens to Lucas Holmes, low and hard. Now he's put it up. And he hasn't listened to Lucas Holmes, and because he hasn't listened to me, he's kicked a goal. Riley Warner from a long way out. Terrific kick in this weather. He's first. And the score, Lucas Holmes, is 9-7-61 to Warners Bay, and Nelson Bay a point. LJ?
The entertainment grounds on the Central Coast. The entertainment grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The entertainment grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse racing.
And I'm sitting in the box here with two Collingwood supporters, Walshy and LJ, and they're both very cocky and cock-a-hoop about their chances against Geelong tomorrow at the MCG. Being in a commentary box with two Collingwood supporters is twice as bad as being with one, and that's not pleasant. So I'm in for a long afternoon. Billy Barton with a ruck contest, wins that one. Vo picked off. Luke Roach, the little short ball, is playing his ruck over there. Spinks, lovely turn, and a great tackle by Jared Reimer. Finishes him properly, drops him, and the ball comes out illegally. Reimer has to look at those boots. He slipped through 2 or 3 times. Oh, lovely pluck, Anderson. In front of Lamond. Anderson taking his time. He's changing the tempo here. 15 and a quarter minutes gone. After Tristan Warner. Low, direct. Hits Riley, and Riley's away. That'll be a good tackle, and he'll be in trouble, and he's gone. Good tackle there, McCartney. Must get the football. Ronnie Waller trying to be too many men there. McCartney looking at options, trying to get people to move. He's got Thompson short. Thompson comes back a couple of minutes. He'll be able to get a legal kick. Ball comes down right in front of the combox. Oh, good grab. Bet you that's Reimer. It is. Jaden Reimer turns around short. Superb delivery from a superb footballer. Blythe's in 38. Here's a voice. Got the sitters, Yule. Oh, pushing the back against Eddie, was it? Was. Paid to Lodge, I reckon. Should be Lodge's free kick, the way the umpire was signalling there. Gets the ball. He might go straight back to Nickel here. No, he's not. Goes wide. Stewart's one-on-one. That's dangerous. Needs to stay on his feet. Now, here's the turnover. Clark gets the ball up in the air. At least gives him a chance, and Reimer takes the ball. Here's Nelson Bay's first chance at a goal coming off the error from Angus Lodge. Well done, Clark. So Reimer's got to kick across Breeze here. This will be a really interesting kick. Following Lucas Holmes' advice, which I think is on the money, he needs to kick it low, Louis.
He doesn't have a player of skill of Jaden Reimer. He'd expect him just to take the conditions into account.
Reimer for Nelson Bay's first goal of the day. What's he done with this one? Misses to the right. I don't know how he's done that. Nelson Bay 2 behinds. Warners Bay 9-7-61. 17 minutes gone by the time Nick Metcalf gets this ball. Or no, I don't think Stewart will take it. Yeah, Metcalf's got the football. Combox side gives us as much as he can. Gets it up. Gibbs underneath that one. Misjudges it really. Comes back Gibbs. Tackled beautifully by Wood. And he's paid the free kick. Not Wood, I beg your pardon, Andrew last. So he's got a free kick for holding the footy. just outside distance. He's confident here. He's going to have a crack. He's going to be 55 out. Play on called. Gibbs comes forward and holds him up. Stewart's got this under control. I would have thought. No. Well done by Jaden Reimer. So he will probably kick Nelson Bay's first goal. I thought that was wishful thinking of Last to kick the goal from there, but Reimer's read it beautifully and should go in and kick Nelson Bay's first goal to leave them at 1-2-8, and it's a much-needed goal when he finishes. Reimer, goal, just stays inside the posts. Nelson Bay 128, Warners Bay 9761. Lucas.
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy, the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They're also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL.
That they are. Well done, Reimer. A couple of good. So he's gone forward, Reimer, trying to give them a target, and in the last couple of minutes he's done exactly that. Warners Bay up by 53 points. Breaks a run of 9 consecutive goals for Warners Bay. And Sean McGrath will need a couple more of those very quickly. Elapsed time is 18.5 minutes here at Dick Burwell Oval. Ground in good condition. Not good underfoot. And despite some of the weather that we've had on the East Coast, some pretty decent football being played here, actually. Wind's having some effect, but it's not too bad at all. Crawley and Barton. Up they go. Barton left-handed, comes back for a second tap, though, trying to read it. Lovely hands to Freund. Can they do something? Is Jaden Reimer underneath this one? Ranieri? No, he can't. He doesn't stay on his feet. Lamont tries to beat the tackle. He'll be in trouble now. Ducked his head. And it's been paid as over the shoulder. Perhaps luck's a fortune, but he did have the football. But I thought he might have ducked his head slightly there. So Lamont's got a chance to kick Nelson Bay's second goal in a minute. Tight pocket. Really should kick this. Taking his time. Little wedge. And that might be out of bounds in the full. Might have even been marked. It has. No, it's been called out of bounds in the full. And Nick Metcalf will get this kick. Probably could have kicked through that a bit better, Lamond. So Roach is underneath this one. Doesn't get the mark. Comes back and plays on. Good work. Gets a handball out to Vone. Needs another handball to Gibbs. No, not a good enough handball. Gibbs gets that ball out with a throw/handball. Gibbons finds no one's. Find Thompson. Thank you. And away they go. Nelson Bay having a good spurt here. 1-on-2 though. 1-on-3. Nichols got this all under control. And he's been terrific at half-back. For mine, the best player on the ground. Away goes Stewart, careering down that flank. With his interesting kicking style, gets the football and gets it to Simons. Simons continues down that far flank and hits Riley Warner. Good football, Warners Bay. He's asking to get back on the mark, and he does. Low and direct from Warner. And that's going to go out of bounds, I reckon. Yes. 9-7-1-2. So it's 53 points to lead to Warners Bay. 20 and a half minutes elapsed time. Quarter number 2 in round 6, Lucas Holmes, of the Black Diamond Australian Football League for this season.
Sure is. Nelson Bay starting to get on top around the contest, David, in contested ball. We need to see some more goals, however.
Freund gets a little kicked out to that. Thompson finds Barton. Little short handball out. They've done very well there. And one more and they're out. They can't get that last ball to Ewell. Over in front of the shot put cage there on the half-forward flank for Warners Bay. Warners Bay having a bit of a lull in score at the moment. Nelson Bay have clearly won the last 5 or 6 minutes. Barton and Crawley. Favours Crawley and actually hits the ground. Crawley tries to pick it up. Hunter gets it out. The extractor. Sorensen above his head and holding the man. Holding the man's been paid by the signal there. That's a tough kick in that pocket. That's almost Death Valley. Who kicks this? Look out. You might hear me in Warners Bay if he kicks this. That is almost impossible angle. Getting his angles right. I would suggest... So, the kick will be taken after the siren. What can Sorensen do here? If he kicks it, it is a sensational kick. Taking his time. Gets it up in the air. Let's have a look at it. It's going to fall short, I reckon. No score at all. So, at half-time, Warners Bay 9-7-61. Nelson Bay 1-2-8. The solitary goal kicker for Nelson Bay, Jaden Reimer. Lucas Holmes. Goal kickers for Warners Bay, please.
Goal kickers for Warners Bay, David. 3 goals to Mercurial Jack Hardman, 2 goals for Luke Roach, and then singles. for Ryan Sorensen, Riley Warner, Sam Gibbons and Kane Gibbs.
We'll take a short break. We're going to come back reasonably shortly with star setter from the Nelson Bay women's side, Sophie Balcom. Be back with you shortly with Warners Bay leading by 53 points.
G'day, Rabbit and Julie Goodwin here from Star 104.5.
We love the Central Coast and we love our local sport, especially the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL.
You're looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval and their range of affordable SUVs.
We want to give a massive thank you to all of the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL sponsors.
Belmont 16-footers Sailing Club,
GE Industrial Solutions, ISC,
Prime 7,
Bar TV Sports,
The Entertainment Grounds,
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery,
Marks Men Workforce.
Please support our sponsors that support us.
And we'll catch you on the radio 6 to 9 weekdays on Star 104.5.
Introducing luxury you won't have to sell the house for. The new Haval H6 from $29,990.
Back here at Dick Burwell Oval at half-time with Warners Bay leading by 53. We're here with the gun centre from the Nelson Bay women's side, Sophie Balcom. Sophie, welcome. Pleasure. Talk to us first of all today about what's going on today here at Nelson Bay. You wanted to mention the Pink Day and so forth. Talk us through it, please.
Today is our annual Pink Ladies Day, so it's a day that we support all of the women in our club.
Keep going. Yeah, no, we had a couple of sound issues. Well, I think we're right now. So just start from the start. So go ahead. Pink Day, and hold it up to you right there. Yep, go.
Today that we support all of the volunteers, partners, and also female players. So today is a fundraiser for the Breast Cancer Network as well.
And I see the pink socks. I wasn't obviously here for the plate game, but are all three grades wearing pink socks today?
They are.
Very striking. And you've had quite a bit to do with that, have you?
Yes, so Tim just organised that.
Okay,
we can hear you now.
No,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, so I was wondering why Pink Day's been run, and is this the first time you've run the Pink Day here at Nelson Bay, or is it a yearly event?
Yeah, it's an annual thing we do just before Mother's Day every year. So it's nice to have all of the mothers of players and supporters and volunteers to come down.
Well, you'll be pleased to know I hoed into a couple of chocolate cupcakes down there that I've eaten. Oh, they are heavenly. They're great.
They are beautiful. We've got lots.
Well, congratulations to you all for doing that. It's we were talking about the cause earlier on, and Lucas and I are both cricket people as well, and Jane McGrath really
Awesome,
opened up people being much more aware of this insidious disease. So hopefully you raise some really good money and
Yes,
have a good...
hopefully we do.
Now, tell me, Nelson Bay going along very well in the women's competition, and another good win today. And I see that the Stars and the Novas had a cracking game of football today, only 11 points between the two.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, but first of all, life adjusting to life without two star players, and you've had to take the mantle. Are you enjoying yourself this year?
Absolutely, I'm absolutely loving it. We've got a lot of new players this year, and they've just stepped up so much. Couldn't be happier, really.
Yes, you have had when we Sophie, viewers might not realise, Sophie and I did an interview earlier on the year for Black Diamond, for the Black Diamond website, and you were talking to me about the fact you got a lot of new players and whatever else. They've really seemed to gelled very well.
Very much so, yeah.
And, you couldn't have asked for a better start to the season with results. You were telling me when we were doing the interview you were working on certain things in yourself with your own fitness levels and your own skill levels. Where do you see you are at the moment with rep football coming a little bit later on? Where do you see you're at personally?
Personally, I know that I've still got a little while to go, but been working hard and we've been training extremely hard. Now doing fitness on a Tuesday training night as well as our pre-season, so we're trying to maintain that fitness throughout the season as well. So that's been going really well. I think that's one of our strengths at the moment.
Yes, and you look at the fitness levels of we had a good look at the women's game today. The entrance Battle Bay battled a bit, but there's a lot of your players are looking very fit and lean and running out games. And when you get into the final series and you get to play the top echelon of teams like the two Newcastle sides, Wyong Lakes, that fitness level is going to be extremely important, particularly in the back end of quarters, Sophie.
Yes, definitely.
And how are things? You're still working in the fitness industry a bit, and things going all right with you off the field?
Yes, definitely. Working hard and just focusing on footy this year.
Very good. Ground in not bad condition. I remember speaking to some people from Nelson Bay. There were all sorts of problems at the start of the year with it being a bit dry, but the ground's actually in quite good nick. And given the weather that we've had, it's not actually too bad a day.
Yes.
It could be a lot worse.
If I do say so myself, it is the best oval, I think.
You're allowed to say that. You're allowed to. Now, rep footy coming up shortly, and with a three-way day between the Newcastle, Port Stephens, Hunter sides and Central Coast. That's going to be an interesting concept, playing a couple of games in the day. Clearly, you'll be one of the first players picked. You looking forward to it?
I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't heard too much about it just yet, but yes, we are all looking forward to that. It's going to be something a little bit different, and it's nice to have that mix up with other teams as well. It's something that we've never really experienced before, so we're really looking forward to that.
Look, I can tell you that coming from the Central Coast, I think some of the Central Coast women's sides are really looking forward to having a rep game playing against the two other areas and playing all in the one day.
All different levels playing together, and I think it will help with the development of the lower teams or the new teams in the comp as well, which is really good as well.
And your significant other, Jaden's Ryman's had a terrific start to the season.
Definitely.
He's been in the best place. He's going well in the MVP, in the players' player votes and so forth. He's looking very well, and it's good to see his brother out there as well, playing good football as well. But no, he's certainly getting back to his Elliot Davey form at the moment. Looking at him, it's been a tough day for him today. He's been well marked, but he's still a very classy and clean player, and it's his hands, I think, that is the thing that sets him apart.
He's actually carrying a glute injury at the moment, so he's doing extremely well, I think. Again, another advice.
No, absolutely allowed advice. Look, our women's league is going from strength to strength and expanding quickly. It's great to have another Port Stephens side just down the road here at Madawi, and I can see that in coming years when you've played 100, 150 games, that derby being an absolute belter for you. Is it good to have a side just down the road? Yeah,
we've sort of built a good rapport with them as well. Like we've chose to try to help them out as much as we can, and it's really good to have another local team. Just shows how much growth is happening in this area. So,
and when you don't come from this part of the world, it's the camaraderie with things like that sets this league apart from other parts of, say, New South Wales and other parts of Australia. Other people wouldn't think about helping another club, but I know that the relationships between the Marlins and the Power have been very good, and hopefully they stay that way. I think it's very important. It's what our league's about. And we're about to get back into the football. Sophie, again, congratulations. Sophie's got a glass of wine over there with a strawberry in it as part of Women's Day. But congratulations on the day today to raise money for breast cancer awareness. You've been playing great footy this year and over the last couple of years. Keep sticking at it. Thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Good luck with representative football. I know you love playing rep footy. You're a credit to yourself and the club here and the league are very proud of the player you become, and also you're an outstanding person. So thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Dave.
Have a lovely rest of the day, and enjoy the rest of the day, and good luck for the rest of the season from both of us.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Thank you. Great to see with Sophie Balcom, and at least I pronounced your last name right. I got it right every time this time, didn't I? So we thank Sophie very much for. It's great to speak to such an elite player in our competition. Lucas Holmes is busy getting scores. Louis, I'll get you to whack the headphones back on. You might just give us a couple of scores in the Black Diamond Cup, please, while I grab something briefly to eat. And again, thank you to Sophie.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just finalising some scores here. I'll just go round the grounds first. I'll start with the Black Diamond Plate competition. Victories today to Cardiff, Nelson Bay, Gosford, Newcastle City and Wyong. And in the games going on at the moment, Maitland are up over West Wallsend, Newcastle, and Muswellbrook are leading Warners Bay. In the GE women's competition, victories today to Cardiff, Nelson Bay here at Dick Burwell Oval, Gosford, the Newcastle City Stars in the derby over the Novas. Killarney Vale in a very tight game, 2 goals 1-13 to 1 goal 4-10 against Wyong, as the players are just emerging from the changing rooms. Wins also to Maitland, Warners Bay and Singleton. And at half-time in the Black Diamond Cup competitions at Hillsborough Oval, Cardiff, 12 goals 9-81, leading Lake Macquarie 1 goal 2-8. Gosford, 4 goals 1-25, trailing Terra 3 goals 9-28. At Newcastle No. 1 Sports Ground, Newcastle City, 3 goals 7-25, leading Singleton 2 points. And Don Small Oval, Killarney Vale, 7 goals 5-47, leading Wong Lakes, 4 goals 2-31, David.
That Gosford Terra score is very encouraging for the Tigers, Louis. Can I, if you mind? I reckon at Newcastle No. 1, we've been there when the wind's blown, Louis. I reckon it's howling. Killarney Vale and Wine Lakes, that looks like a good game of footy. Wine Lakes into kick straighter. Not really a surprise, Cardiff and Lake, and then here Nelson Bay struggling a little bit. But that's a very encouraging result for Gosford at half-time. So 3 points of difference in favour. So cracking game of footy at Adcock Park. And Gosford, again, just starting to play some decent football and showing that they really belong to Lucas Holmes.
And they sure do, David. We saw it in that game against Lake Macquarie, Tim Ether kicking a bag of goals as well. And skipper, was it Josh Vardy, playing a very good game as well that day.
Patrick Murphy.
And Pat Murphy as well, sorry. Yeah.
Tristan Carter in the ruck had a good game at the footy as well. And Adam Lyons had a blinder as a small, medium-sized forward. So... Again, thank you to the people at Nelson Bay for our lovely... we get a feed at halftime, ladies and gentlemen, and it's worth riding home. It's a lovely feed. So here at Dick Burwell Oval, Nelson Bay have got some real questions to answer this quarter. They came back a little bit at the end of that last quarter, but Warners Bay well in front, Lucas Holmes. How can Nelson Bay get the ball past half forward?
Well, we saw in that last half of that second quarter, David, they had their hands on the football early in the centre, with Barton providing down to Grinya and Jaden Romer and co, even though he played predominantly forward in that second quarter. But as you said, that half back line of Lockie Deverell and Josh Nichol and Link Stewart right at the back in that marshalling role, just chopping every ball off and setting their marauding attacks forward.
Thank you, Lucas Holmes. So it looks like McDonald's going to the centre. He is. He's going to the centre now to do battle with Billy Barton. Warners Bay will be kicking to the right of screen. Nelson Bay to the left. Bit cloudy here. The wind's probably the mildest it's been all day. Nick Turner is jogging off and appears to be okay. Leo Vose with him. Tristan Warner and Ben Crawley are the players on the bench for the Warners Bay Football Club. Ben Thompson, who I don't think will be off for very long. He's one of the interchange guys for Nelson Bay. Umpire Stewart's got the ball. Our expert commentator is the great Lucas J. Holmes. My name's David Redden, and away we go. Second half of football. Set alight by Jack Hardman in the second quarter. Ranieri, chance, Roach comes back onto his right. Handball back, Spinks. Got to get rid of it, does. Goes long and direct. Dangerous, in front! Goodness me, his springs are sensational. I don't think still think he's well. But Jack Hardman's leap is breathtaking. Lucas Holmes, just breathtaking. Hardman will kick this ball from 39 to 40 out, I reckon. Maybe a touch outside. Wins the factor here. Called to play on. Doesn't get it right. Over Ryan Sorensen's head. 9-8-62 Warners Bay. Nelson Bay 1-2-8. Here at Dick Burwell Oval. The last time Lucas Holmes and I were here together was the finals last year. Lucas Holmes won 2 finals in the one day, and the weather absolutely got filthy at the end of that game, I'll tell you. Remarkable win to Nelson Bay, really, kicking 4 goals in the final and winning. Reimer gets that football out. Jared, that was. Handball could be anybody's. Here goes Riley Warner. Turns inside, gets a handball out that's dicey. Ranieri immediately dispossessed, but not tackled, interestingly. Freund, Eriksson goes long. Lincoln Stewart picks that off. Going to go with a handball. That's adequate to Deverill. Oh, gee, that was dangerous in the back play. Shepherd almost gone wrong. Hunter. Picked off by Grenier. Grenier's looking. There's not much movement up front. Called to play on. Here comes Riley Warner and drops him. That's gone. Called to play on. Warner was listening and attentive, and the ball goes back to Riley Warner for holding the football against Grenier. Handball to Hardman. Puts that ball up. One-on-one contest. Sorensen in front. Not really suited by the kick. Corey Deverill at ground level. Puts a tackle on. Could have been pinged. Gibbs on his feet. Stays on his feet. Again, Gibbs. Can't get it. Deverill. The ball comes out. Hardman. Puts the fend on. Ranieri. And all sorts. I reckon that's a throw against Hardman, is it?
Or he was disposed of after the football, David, which I think is the call from...
Adam Grenier is on tilt at the moment. He is not a happy camper. He's just told the umpire what he thinks about him about 2 decisions. Not a happy camper. We've got a great view of this on Bar TV. Brendan will pan back here in a minute and you'll see... Oh, we'll let Brendan's camera do the talking. This is a tough kick in this weather. Hardman for 4. Let's go with Brendan's camera. I reckon that's... No, it's touched on the line. Called by the boundary umpire. The boundary umpire's called that behind, I believe, first. Just waiting to see what the decision is. I'm still not sure, Lucas. Originally, the call was a behind. Kane Gibbs is loitering. I'm sure we'll have a lot of things to say, the big Kanye.
Still in consultation here, umpire David Parsons and goal umpire Rachel Goodenough. And the decision is a point.
So, Lucas, continue on, please, mate. Give us a score.
So that point stands, ladies and gentlemen. Warners Bay 9-9-63, leading Nelson Bay 1-2-8.
Reimer up high, can't quite grab it. Oh, great tackle by Barton on Ranieri. And Ranieri gets back up and comes again. Spinks, carefully, didn't put his opponent over the head, or didn't get him over the head. Sensible. Out that ball comes Gibbons. Gets it away. On his own is Sorensen. No, not quite 50. Jared Reimer's slightly late, but not that bad. Sorensen's got a kick from inside 40 here. And he'll be going for his second of the match. He's looked lively in the forward line today as well, Lucas Holmes, hasn't he?
He has sort of that taller, mobile type as Ryan Sorensen. Nice utility player as well.
Shocking kick. Absolutely as bad as my shank at Bloomfield in Orange. That is just wrong. Chris Eddy, Luke Roach is on the mark. Chris Eddy called to play on. Luke's got him corralled. Dangerous here. Corey Deverill needs a finish. Does. Corey Deverill snipes and kicks a Rovers goal, or small forwards goal. Warners Bay 10-9-69, Nelson Bay 1-2-8. Lucas Holmes.
Marksmen Workforce. Marksmen Workforce have been great supporters of the Black Diamond AFL since 2016.
That they have. Corey Deverill punishes the error there from Chris Eddy. with Kevin Roach looking resplendent in pink as runner. And Nick Turner's still on the bench here, Lucas, and I would suggest to you that he should probably put a jacket on. I don't think he's going to take much part today. McDonald and Barton. Ranieri's in there. Hunter, Freund, and Grenier. Up the ball goes. Barton left-handed. But Ranieri, clean hands this time. Short hands out. Could have gone another handball, actually, Louis. Doesn't. Ericsson can't pick it up. Metcalf staying on the outside. Over the shoulder, I reckon, to Ericsson. And gives the ball back correctly. Thank you. Ericsson, three-quarter wedges. At the back is Clark. Got to stay on their feet. Nichols, he's all over there. He's in trouble. He's in all sorts of trouble here. And the umpire says, I'll have that. I didn't think he was making much attempt to get rid of the football. So that's why I thought he was in strife. Barton. And Big Sauce McDonald's in there with him. Tap right hand out, tap McDonald. Getting the football in there. Is that Hunter? I don't think it is.
Is it Nickel, I think, David?
Yeah, Josh Nickel. Good call. Thank you, Louis. Another ruck contest. McDonald right-handed this time. Gets good leverage. Ericsson's in there. Spinks off feet and should be out of bounds. And is almost due centre wing by the... Yeah, it is. It's right in line with the centre circle. Cole Goodenough's got this football.
Been working overtime on that far wing with the breeze. David, has Cole Goodenough?
He certainly has. He'll be sore man tonight. Spinks on Grenier. Stops him. Puts his head over the ball, Nickel. Grenier, little Fenn coming in there. Good tackle. Hunter Spinks. Spinks has been lively today, and Hunter's just gone back to his old form. And, getting lots of the football. Very smart player. Uses his body well. Lamont's on the ball now. Lamont just pushes him out of the way with contemptuous ease. Ranieri. Now, that's a dangerous kick. Over comes Riley Warner. One step one way, one step the other, and beats Fleming pointless. Comes wide. Luke Roach needs to pick the ball up. Now he's got a chance. Spots a man on a long handball, Sam Gibbons. Matthew Spinks beats the tackle. Has a run. Gets rid of it off one step. Oh, Gibbs not helped by the bounce. Away comes Chris Eddy. Pressure from Hardman. Wood gets a handball out. Luke Roach will tackle him. Down comes Deverell. Good tackle, Ericsson. Spinks. Gibbs needs to get a handball out. Doesn't. Goes to the left footer. Will that bounce through? Kane Gibbs. Lovely left foot snap after an intense period of play. Warners Bay going further in front. 11-9-75. Nelson Bay 1-2-8. Lucas Holmes, away we go.
Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Trading hours 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Support local businesses.
Subway, eat fresh. So well done, Kane Gibbs. Well done, Lucas Holmes. And Warners Bay looking the goods here, to be quite honest. 67 points up. Lamond and Crawley. Lamond too big. Crawley's got to find a way to get over the top beam. Freund with the right footer. Round the corner. Deverell reading the play. Probably going to go out with the breeze, and does. In front of Alec Clark and Lachlan Deverell.
And there you have it, David, right on cue. Warners Bay skipper Nick Turner has fetched the jacket, so I don't think we'll see any of him for the rest of this afternoon, which is a smart move on Marty Ryman, I would imagine, David.
It's the only move.
Yeah.
Crawley in front, gets that ball out in front of last. Nice work, Jaden Reimer, but however, it's picked off by Riley Warner, who's been very good. Crawley back to Riley Warner. Geez, impressive Riley Warner. He's going to be some kind of a player when he gets on the sound of the game completely, I tell you. Gibbons goes long, on the fly. Hardman's at the back here, roving and sniping. Can he get free? He can't. Deverell's under the pump. Good tackle, Jared Reimer. Should probably be paid, and has. Good tackle. That's the second time Jared Reimer's made a good tackle. Shocking kick. Can Luke Roach finish here? Tries to get it out. Here's the voice of Hunter. Can the steam train finish? No, smothered. Sorensen needs to pick that up, clearly. Handball comes out. Luke Roach. Great tackle. That's holding the ball. Excellent tackle, Chris Eddy. Great desperation, Nelson Bay. Chris Eddie's looking at his options. Kane Gibbs has shut off one of them. Eddie, he's got to come this flank, surely. Oh, shocking kick. That should be downfield against Luke Roach. A little bit undisciplined. And is a downfield free kick to, is it Thompson? Yep, he was the closest man. Kane Gibbs, I think, is establishing where the mark is.
He's got to come this commentary box side again and go short with the handball, David.
Does indeed. Wood. Straight in front of us, and not picked off by Warner. For once, lacks judgment. Reimer, Warner stays on his feet. Needs to get rid of it. Hunter, thank you very much for the don't argue of the day. Corey Devlin isn't helped by the kick, really. Out there's Lodge. Can he stay on his feet? Does. Needs to get rid of the football? Does. Corey Devlin's got a chance now. Beats a man. Just. Lodge comes back to him. Short ball. Over Crawley's head, over Thompson's head. Reimer, Reimer, he'll get himself out of there because he's class. Does. Lamond, hurried kick, does the business. Oscar Anderson, shocking bounce. Absolutely diabolical. Over the shoulder, I would have thought. And paid. Give the ball back. Does, properly. Jimmy Anderson's gone. Last. Shanks it somewhat. Stewart at the back, tries to mark, doesn't. Spinks roving, should have too much speed, does. Use that excellent left foot of his. Oh, what a superb kick on his non-dominant. Lodge, looks for hands. Simons, got to get rid of it. Stewart's got to take that. Does in front of last. Very courageous. They'll try to come short to him. They don't want Stewart going long. There's why. Straight down the throat. Little short ball. Deverill does a very good job on Crouch. Got to get on his feet. Crouch stays on his. Handball out of bounds. Crawley wishful thinking for an deliberate out of bounds. Crawley and Crouch is nominated here for this ruck contest. Anderson lurking at the back. Will have to go to Spencer and does. Hunter's coming in underneath Crawley's feet here and might get this footy. No, Crawley grabs the ball. Deverill. Lachlan, Hunter, back to Lachlan. Needs to shepherd Crawley. Lachlan goes 3/4. Touched, was that kept in? Yes, it was just touched inside, probably by Corey Deverill. Lamont's going to take this ruck contest. It will not be Leo Vo. It is Ben Crawley. It's right on centre wing. Busiest man in Australia today is Colin Goodenough, Lucas Holmes.
Sure is, David. Here's a wrist ruck. Crawler gets the ball out, looking for Hunter. Hunter in Spinks in and Hunter gets the ball back. Vo with his shepherd. Spinks goes long and hard. However, cut off at the back there by Chris Eddy.
Thank you, Lucas. Chris Eddy. Ball holds up a bit, right on the chest of Lamont. Good grab by the big fella. Goes. Luke Roach tries to put him off. Just a bit too late. Shocking kick, really. Anderson out. Nickel for Mines, but just about the best player on the ground, along with Hardman. Ranieri, bit of a scuffle at halfback. Handbags at 10. Sorensen, beautiful kick from Ranieri. Goes short. Who to? Kanye? Can't quite pick it up on the fly. Not just a yard short, Lucas Holmes.
I think that was, although he would have liked to send the ball quickly as he took that marker on Sorensen, it's probably not the worst result for Warners Bay there. Looking for Gibbs on his preferred, would have been the preferred side for his left foot there, David.
Indeed. And the ball comes. Gibbs can't quite pick it up. He's trying to go that grab again. Hardman, dangerous! No, he's actually crossed that. Totally unselfish. He's found Sorensen. Sorensen's got a yard on Eddie. Off the back foot, gets a handball. Spinks is dangerous in there. Don't you worry. Left foot, banana! Oh, he's done that in Wagga 2 years ago. Matthew Spinks take a bow. Warners Bay 12-9-81 off a superb snap by Matthew Spinks. Nelson Bay 128. Lucas J. Holmes.
Hunter Haval, looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval on the range of affordable SUVs. Starting from just $24,990 drive away with a 5-year warranty and 5 years roadside assistance. Hunter Haval, give you more. Book your test drive today.
At Cardiff and Maitland, saw a review of the H9 during the week, Lucas Holmes, and it was a very good review. So get along and have a look there. H9's their premium vehicle. It's a cracker. Good reviews in the Herald. Barton right-handed this time. Lovely little handball, Grinya. Ranieri comes to put him off. Little scrubby kick comes out. In front is Blythe. Coming through Lachlan Deverell. Intercepted beautifully by Fleming. Out the ball comes and holding the ball. Good fighting there. Lachlan Deverell, best and fairest for Warners Bay last year. Riley Warner, as called by Walsh in the background, Movie World, his nickname. Riley Warner takes that. A very impressive player. Very impressive, although that's an ordinary kick. Eventually finds Hunter. The steam train gets a little left footer in front. Deverell, well done in defence. Deverell tries to beat his man for pace and he's gone, I would have thought.
And paid.
Paid to Grinya. Oh, he's... yeah, a little bit of argy-bargy, nothing serious. Grinya, gets the ball to Grinya. Yeah, it's his kick. Tried to beat two men. Grinya has been okay today in a beaten side. Goes up too early. Lodge, well roved, straight to Anderson. Good player, this bloke. Can he deliver? No, he can't, although Sorensen's got a chance. Good tackle. Corey Deverell. Very good tackle, Corey. Jack Harbin, he's danger. He couldn't finish him there on his left, could he? Out of bounds on the full. No, asking a bit too much. Lucas Holmes.
Thank you, David. And as the ball is being retrieved from behind the goals here by Nelson Bay, is Colin good enough points to where the ball was taken out of bounds? You'd expect the player here to go long down the line, although he doesn't. He plays on straight away. Play on. Goes short. Nice scrubby kick there in to Lamond. Almost a sling there, and he's paid against Tristan Warner.
I think it's actually a ball up, Louis.
Ball up. Thank you, David.
Continue, Louis.
Gibbs in the ruck again. Goes, taps down right to Corey Deverell. Can he get the ball away? No. Rolling maul. And is, no, paid holding the ball against Corey Deverell there.
Thank you, Lucas. Nice tackle there from Connor McCartney, who's been solid enough in the back line under enormous duress at times today. Ball beats Anderson, stays on his feet. Oh, fend. And I think that's a free kick against Luke Roach again to Mark Spencer. Got to give it on the full sun, and does. Spencer goes short. Ericsson's there. Stewart. Oh, the shell shepherding. Trouble for Anderson. Central umpire says that's mine, thank you. Anderson's the last man up. So, not sure who the ruck is. Yeah, he's Crawley and Barton. Crawley gets that one to Hunter. Good, they've got a good understanding, those two. Ball springs out the back. No prior, and we've got another ball up. Elapsed time, Louis, 17.5.
Correct, David.
Yeah, Barton had too many steps there and got up above him. Good tackle by Reimer on Ranieri. And Ranieri's role today has been understated, but he's kept Reimer quiet. He's done a good job, Lucas.
He has, David. Played a bit of time forward, but only has contributed the one goal so far.
Good tap out, Barton. Warner again, who's been terrific today. Oh, I thought that was a fair hit and was called so. Sorensen in front, just a touch too quick for Jared Reimer. If they go back to the drawing board, they will just want to keep kicking in front of him. Kicks to a contest. Deverell stays on his feet. Gibbs gets tackled. Deverell's alive here. Very difficult angle. Hits the post, I reckon.
Touched on the line.
Touched on the line. I reckon it was close to post two. Behind. Warners Bay 12-10-82. Nelson Bay 1-2-8. Jared Reimer, left footer. Kicks it into space. Finds Spencer. Goes long. Jaden Reimer, lovely hands. Gets away from Ranieri for once. Puts it up. Goes long. And this has been the problem all day. No forward structure. Josh Nichol will be happy to see that out of bounds. Throws the ball at Crouch after being slightly manhandled after the ball went out. As the temperature just drops a degree or so.
I don't think many people would have seen then, David, as soon as Jared Reimer took that mark, that Oscar Nicholson was standing in the corridor not allowing the switch to be made with a quick 45-degree kick into the centre, which didn't allow the play to flow for Nelson Bay.
And neither did the commentator on the microphone, so Oscar Anderson in there, so well spotted. Vo's in trouble, gets it out. Hunter, usually good under pressure. Crawley, steps inside Barton, off to Ranieri. They've actually got through that reasonably well. Lachlan Deverell's got to stay on his feet, does. Picked up by Hunter, coming straight through. There's the steam train at full throttle. Off to Anderson. Oh, he's tried to handball it to no one. On turns around on his left and just picks out Pat Calorie. Goes long, Calorie. Good direct play. Ball's swerved in midair. Last, who's been quiet today, gets a handball out with strength. At the back, Grinya roving off Reimer. Away they go. He's got to continue in there. Yule. Oh, good work. Good football, Nelson Bay, and a mark taken by James Fleming, who disposes of Lachlan Deverell easily. So Fleming, don't know what's going on in the background. I think Billy Barton's having a quiet word with Lachlan Deverell. Lachlan will probably grab his headband, Lucas. Fleming gets under that, I thought. At the back, all missed by everybody until point. Nelson Bay 1-3-9. Warners Bay 12-10-82. 21, almost 21 minutes elapsed time into this third quarter here at Dick Burwell Oval. Hunter Havale Black Diamond Cup coming to you from the Tamari Peninsula. McDonald misses that one. Looked very clever by Roach, and a very good tackle on Spinks. Another good tackle, Roach. At the back here, here's Fleming. He's got a chance. Steps inside. Got some skills, a big fella. I think he's seen some good football in his time. Vo needs a handball to Anderson, and away they go. Anderson looks at his options, finds Gibbs, who hasn't really got good delivery today. Tried his hardest. Corrals Jaden Reimer. Good tackle, Sorensen. Gets the ball. Barton onto his natural left. Oh, does the dipsy doodle. Can't quite get it through. Oh, Wood gets that ball out. Freund, I'm sorry. Chance from there. Check side! And shanks it. Kicks it into the Daintree. If he'd have kicked that check side from there, Lucas, that could have been second goal of the day. So, score check, please. Lucas Holmes, and time check.
Warners Bay 12-10-82 leading Nelson Bay 1-3-9 with 21, nearly 22 minutes elapsed time in this third quarter, David.
Thank you, Louis. Timekeepers, how long left in the quarter, please? 3 minutes. Thank you, Craig. So, it's a 73-point lead as they extract the ball from what is some serious forest at the left-hand end of this ground. I know I jokingly call it Daintree. It's thick scrub, Louis. It really is. Lachlan Deverell's been into purgatory and found the footy. He'll come down this combox flank. Goes shortish. Lovely kick. Really clever to Simons. 40-metre spear pass. It was right on the mark. Simons goes long, right in front of us. No one really goes to the mark. Luke Roach is on here if he can stay on his feet. Kicks off the ground cleverly. Half accident. Now Hardman's trying to pick that up one-handed and can't. And we saw a glimpse of Jack Hardman in a 5-minute spell in the second quarter that just electrified the place. And you would hope that if he can continue that form in rep footy next week, the Canberra Lakes won't know what hit him. He was just electrifying. Reimer, great strength, skill. Vo picks him off. Sorensen gets a short one out. Now, oh yes, he was on his own too, was Warner, and Eddie picked them off. If they had just got that ball a bit higher. Eddie comes wide. Jaden Reimer has to sit in front of Ranieri and takes a clever mark. Immediately lands on his feet but doesn't deliver. Tristan Warner's out there. So's Lachlan Deverell. Off to Warner with a clever handball. Good strength, Warner. Goes long. No, smothered off the boot. Thank you, Brendan. Deverell. Oh, over the shoulder. And he's gone. He's played advantage and he's taken it. Handball. Off to his brother. Oh, hang on. Kick the goal, son. No, good tackle. Too much fancy stuff. Need to kick it at one stage. Well done, Nelson Bay. Ball comes out from Clark. Picked off by Anderson. Just no forward structure, Louis, have they? Really, all day.
Had too many players behind the ball and, as you said, sacrificed their forward structure as Anderson goes long down the line looking for Deverell. Corey Deverell traps the ball in front, keeps the ball in front, tries to back the ball up, and umpire has paid a push in the back there to Leo Vo. Vo immediately plays on, goes to Gibbs. Gibbs goes long and high looking for Sorensen at the drop of the ball. However, back into the pack was Riley Warner. Gets out muscled. Great tackle there by Luke Roach, not paid. Play on. Ball in there still. Scrub a kick out there from Deverell. Out the ball goes. Simon's up the front. Gets the handball out. It's tackled. McDonald there, however, not paid. Goes there to Freund passes the ball out. Freund's still going. Gets his hands out finally. and the boundary line on the outer side beats them, and Colin Goodenough will once again throw the ball in, David. No, he won't.
3/4 time at Dick Burwell Oval. Nelson Bay 139, Warners Bay 12-10-82. Nelson Bay's solitary goal kicker Jaden Reimer. For Warners Bay, 3 goals Jack Hardman, 2 to Luke Roach, 2 to Kane Gibbs. Singles to Corey Deverill, Sam Gibbons, Riley Warner, Ryan Sorensen, Matt Spinks. Lucas, just before we go to break, Warners Bay just consolidating in that quarter.
They did, and they didn't. They only kicked 3 goals in that quarter, David. Nelson Bay, as he says, stemming the flow with their defensive structure, but as we were just talking about, having not much to kick to forward, and therefore only kicking the no goals that quarter. But they're keeping the pressure on, however.
Indeed, not bad football, but Nelson Bay still struggling with a forward line. Back to you shortly after some ad breaks.
G'day, Rabbit and Julie Goodwin here from Star 104.5.
We love the Central Coast and we love our local sport, especially the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL.
You're looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval and their range of affordable SUVs.
We want to give a massive thank you to all of the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL sponsors.
Belmont 16-footers Sailing Club,
GE Industrial Solutions, ISC,
Prime 7,
Bar TV Sports,
The Entertainment Grounds,
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery.
Marks Men Workforce.
Please support our sponsors that support us.
And we'll catch you on the radio 6 to 9 weekdays on Star 104.5.
Introducing luxury you won't have to sell the house for. The new Haval H6 from $29,990.
Welcome back to Dick Burwell Oval as Ben Crawley just joins the Warners Bay huddle now. Nelson Bay on our left. Lucas Holmes, yes, so we're a quarter away from the start of the lead up to Manuka Oval, and I think it's going to be a massive task for the BDAFL, and as I did last year with AFL Sydney, and our blokes came through very well.
Yep.
Playing Canberra in Canberra, big task, big task. I don't think he gets much bigger.
Very established league is AFL Canberra, David, both in there, as we saw a few years ago at Passage Road with their women's competition, and now with their men taking up the challenge as well. It's going to be a very intriguing contest next Saturday afternoon.
And then the next Bar TV game in our area, our first game, you and I at calling anyway, at Rose Point Park in Singleton, up there with PK and all the boys. We're looking forward to catching up with a few of the Roosters people. Nadine McBride, who's a quality operator. Looking forward to getting up there, Louis.
It will be Rose Point Park on the 26th. Singleton taking on Wyong Lakes, David. So that will be one of our first looks at them this year as well. So
exactly. Get to see where Wyong Lakes are at in particular. Okay, so just some updates quickly. Essendon leading Carlton by 7. And is that in the last? No, it's in the third quarter. Eagles and Giants, close one. Eagles up by 2 kicks. 26 minutes into the third quarter. That's spotless. Thank you, Craig. No, can't wait for that. Really looking forward. Get a chance to see where Wyong Lakes are at. I think they've been okay this year so far. Singleton's had a tough draw. Gosford, Terrigal of Ochre and Newcastle City in 4 Saturdays. And they were struggling earlier on again at City. So, again, finding it hard to score. And that's a killer in this league.
It is, David. Had a few changes from their all-conquering sides. Grand final runners-up last year, but the season before as well. Had a few changes in and out, as you expect in that Singleton region with the happenings on up there. As we had a close-up of Marty's board, which has dribble all written all over it.
But it does have... Excuse me, everyone. It does have one big statement, switch on. So they're continually going to be looking for the switch. And what is happening is I don't think that Nelson Bay are marking up on the Warners Bay back six particularly. And what he wants to do is get the ball in the hands of Nickel and Lachlan Deverell as much as possible and Oscar and get the ball out of the hands of Lincoln Stewart.
From that, though, may not have been the actual switch itself as in switching on mentally, David. I think he was more referring to in that instance, but we'll soon find that out, I suppose.
As always, Lucas Holmes with a different opinion than me. James Newburn will be impressed that you've given a different opinion than me. Hello, Jimmy, if you're listening. Up we go. Barton McDonald. Barton left-handed gets the better of that one. Spinks goes over his head. That's not hard. Oh, that's a shoulder. Spencer. Hunter knew it straight away. Spencer comes square. Gets the ball to McCartney. Who's actually on the mark there? Ranieri or Riley Warner? Ranieri's outside 10, so that was fine. Don't think he'll get to there. Yes, he will. Good contest provided by Simons. No, well done, Freund. Can he kick a goal from 45? No, shanks it badly. And the Breeze will get that, and that'll go over into the creek. With Warners Bay 82 leading, so 12-10-82 leading Nelson Bay 139. And Colin Goodenough's getting a quarter off this particular time. Umpire Dallett Falley's got that far side. And he'll be very busy with the Breeze going. It's still turned out to be an okay day. It's been a dry weather day anyway, Louis. That's the most important thing.
Sure has, David. Wind would have affected many games around the league today, however.
Especially at number 1 where it howls. Barton left-handed. Hunter keeps the ground level. He want that one out. He doesn't. He deliberately keeps it in. And it smothers and out ball and it's smothered and out the ball goes. Deep in the forward pocket for the Marlins.
Looks like we'll have McDonald and Barton again, David. Short throw in there. Barton, just give it to Barton. Hands in the pocket and is snapped to the near side by...
I think it could have been Jimmy Anderson, actually.
Yeah, Anderson standing out there in the pocket. Thanks, David.
12-10-82, 1-4-10. Nelson Bay up by 72. Lucas, I'll just get you go onto the website for me and find who these two clubs play in the next game on the 26th of May, please. Metcalf's played on. There is no one on the mark. Away he goes. Runs his fair allotment. Tries to hit Warner. No, doesn't get it to him. Gets the arms up, does Ericsson. Ranieri. And it's out straight, picked up by Marty Ryman. Off the field. And Colin Goodenough has the football. AFL Black Diamond Cup fixture.
We have Gosford playing host to Warners Bay, David, and Newcastle City hosting Nelson Bay on the 26th.
Thank you very much. Out. Oh, no, it's not going to go out. Actually, I thought McDonald might have infringed there. Little kick gets put way up in the air. Luke Roach is out of this one. Now he's back in it. Lodge is in there. Wood's in there. Eddie's in there. Eddie gets the football. He drops what he should have otherwise taken. Did Anderson. Just get a kick. Sorensen flying into the end. Yule. Lodge has got to stay on his feet. Put pressure on. Hangs on. Can't quite stop them getting the football out, though. Nichols underneath that. Great mark, Calorie. Good grab. Up in the air. Handball out. And that's picked off by... No, it's not picked off by Hunter. I thought he was going to get that one. Anderson goes backwards. Lachlan Deverell in his quarterback position. Nickel gets another kick. And hits his man, Tristan Warner, beautifully. Lace out. Warner just in front of centre wing. 3-quarter wedge. Oh, good contest by Sorensen over the top. Gibbons got to stay on his feet. Does. Warner out the back to Spinks roving. Got his head over it. Gibbons looks for a handball behind him. Finds... Oh, that's over the shoulder. Nickel, who ducks his head, goes long again. That will probably go out on the full, does it? I think it's out of the full. No, it's out on the bounce. So Nickel getting a couple more touches. Lucas, our Subway is Morissette player of the match, is going to be an interesting decision this afternoon. A few players in the mix.
Yeah. Josh Nickel having a strong first half, David. As you spoke about during the break as well, you had Ranieri doing a fairly good job on Jaden Reimer. And for Nelson Bay, Billy Barton's probably been one of the best, as well as Adam Grenier, David.
Yeah, Grenier's been really good. Been impressed with McCartney too. I think he's been sold enough under lots of pressure. Lodge gets the ball dislodged from his hands. Freund, he's been okay too. Anderson gets the ball out. Now, I think there's been a free kick come out here for holding the ball. So I think the tackler may be Ben Hunter. And it is. Ben Hunter's going to take the kick. Jake Roach will tell you that this will press him for distance, Lucas Holmes.
This is what you want, Jake Roach as well, loitering around the back of that 50-metre arc as well, David.
Yeah. Mind you, I reckon Patrick Murphy from Gosford's would give Jake Roach a fair run first. Hunter puts it up. Oh, good. Almost taken by Reimer. Anderson at ground level, who's clearly running forward. That's holding the ball. Good tackle, mate. Excellent by McCartney, I think that is it? Yep.
It's been one of their better players too this afternoon, I think. Oscar Anderson off half-back, David.
That's a shocking kick. Ranieri puts it straight back from whence it came. Picked up, no, can't quite get it. Gibbs, here's his chance. Sorensen, out of there, and spun around, and that's holding the ball, I would have thought. No, good tackle made by Eddie. Umpire says, that's mine, thanks. Up the ball goes. Gibbs is out of position and gets beaten by Calorie. Little short left foot from Eddie. Simons, Oscar Anderson gets that ball towards the square. Where are the Rovers? Lodge is there, beaten by Ewell. Little short left foot kick. Who's going to get the football? Oh, lovely spin move, Hunter. Hits Metcalf. Kick the goal, son. Does. Very good football, Hunter. And running off him, Nick Metcalf, who's up from the back line and has been sacked from the Backman's Union. Warners Bay, 13-10-88. Nelson Bay, 1-4-10. Lucas J. Holmes.
Belmont 16-footer Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16 is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. For all the latest news and promotions, visit 16s.com.au or find us on Facebook, the home of the Black Diamond AFL.
Good spot, the 16s. You'd love to see how much that land would be worth. It was subdivided. Lucas Inn is a great part of the world. Beautiful place on Lake Macquarie. Not very far from the home of one LJ Holmes either. Very handy, Lucas, to your joint.
It's not bad, David.
Lamont gets in front, puts that body in front. Away goes Metcalf, having a good couple of minutes. Will try and get his left, can't. Right footer. Oh, good football. Non-dominant side hits Tristan Warner. In what may, Lucas Holmes, sadly be his last game of footy for a while for Warners Bay. He may be off for work, leaving the state. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, handy information from Bulldogs team manager Craig Welsh.
Collingwood supporter, goodness me. Warner from 49. It's always narrow side. So, Warners Bay 13-11-89. Nelson Bay 1-4-10. Roger Price has joined us in the box, the Nelson Bay icon. And I've now got 3 Collingwood supporters in the box with me. Gracious me, I'll get some passports out. Three Collingwood fans. Help me, Rhonda. Just taken by Mark Spencer, I beg your pardon. There are 2 out there today. Goes long as he can. Lamond can't take it on his chest. McDonald wrestled out of bounds by McCartney. And Lamond will go up for this contest with McDonald. Hunter in and about. Gibbs is at the back here, unattended. Lamond uses that big bulky body. Oh, good tackle by Jaden Reimer and Ranieri. Yeah, and free kick paid. Been a good contest today, and Reimer has not stopped trying, as you would expect from a class act. That's an ordinary kick. Simons does the step, gets the ball down quickly. Who's underneath it? Lodge. Can he keep it in? He can. Squares it, tries to do the unselfish thing, doesn't get enough on it. Wood gets a left footer out that I think is going to go out of bounds in the full. And Lodge is going to get another chance in what must be said is a difficult pocket. Over he goes over there. I thought the ball might have gone out a bit further up, but no, it's paid just outside 50, and Lodge will take this. The best thing you can do, Louis, here is hit this square, go short, and Warner's unattended, and Warner takes the mark about, again, it's a tight angle, Louis, about 25, 30 out.
About that, David. Lessening the distance, however, as you said, David, but still that severe angle that we speak of here at Dick Burwell Oval.
Warner, Tristan, about three-quarter goal post high. I reckon he's kicked that. He has. Lovely kick, Tristan Warner. That's an excellent goal in that position. Warner's Bay now 85 in front and putting some polish on a decent performance. 14-11-95. Nelson Bay 1-4-10. Lucas Holmes.
GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the past 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. Also a proud sponsor of the BDAFL Women's Competition.
We thank all of our wonderful sponsors. It's 9.5 minutes elapsed time. It's 85 points, and Warners Bay will be very pleased at the end of the day with their result. And after a week off, they get Gosford at Adcock, which by the sounds of things is becoming a very, very tough visit, Lucas Holmes. So that'll be another big game for them. Hunter, short ball, Lodge, Orgy. I thought he had 3 cracks at that and missed it on the third, but not paid. And Lucas, I'm really interested in a couple of scores. Would you mind giving us through here, if you don't mind, just see if we can get some quick update scores in the Black Diamond Cup, particularly the local derby at Adcock. Lodge gets under it, up the top of the square and out of bounds. So, Terry Golovaker's put the foot down a bit, 9-14 to 4-4. Just scroll down for me, please. Great game of football at Don Small Oval. Wyong Lakes over at Kelowna Vale by a goal. Cardiff 17-20 to Lake Macquarie 1, and Singleton struggling against Newcastle City. But 2 big games there, and Terrigal's settled, and Wyong Lakes and Kelowna Vale as Drayden Reimer goes for a run. Now, great game of footy at Don Small Oval, and they're going to be hard to beat from in front, especially at Don Small. They love playing there, the Lakes. So good to see some great tight games in our competition, Louis.
It is very competitive, some of these games in this league at the moment, so it's good to see, especially those newer sides coming up and challenging those that have been in the competition for a few years now.
Indeed. Crawley and Calorie in front. Jaden Reimer, who's been pretty good today, really. Ranieri's done a good job on him. That shows what good a player he is. Backwards from Jared Reimer. Trying to find Ericsson. Finds a passage. Straight through. Thought he might have been tunnelled there slightly. Not called. Last off the ground. Stewart does what he has to. I thought he almost got a push in the back and picked off by Ericsson. Ericsson goes far flank. Spots a man unattended, and that is Jimmy Anderson, I reckon. And Anderson's got this ball probably 35, 38 metres out he'll kick from. Yeah, good football there from Nelson Bay. Only going for their second goal, so he needs to concentrate and put this through. As the wind is probably the lightest it's been all day, especially at goalpost high. Lamont's almost marked that. That ball's dropped short and goes out of bounds. Umpire Fally says, that'll be mine, thanks. I thought Lamont had every right to take that, so probably surprised it got dropped to him, Louis. Elapsed time is almost it's 12 and a quarter minutes. Here on the Tamari Peninsula, Dick Burwell Oval. Lamont gets a tap out. Vo reads it best, however. Turns inside, gets a handball back. Here's the familiar voice of Nickel. Hunter. Now, if that ball stays in there away, Simon should get the ball off to Hunter here. And well read, Hunter. Really smart. Short ball, needs to find his man. They are absolutely away. He's got to turn and go, Lodge. No, doesn't. Yeah, takes his time. Now gets a long ball. Up towards centre half forward. Contest coming. Deverell needs to get that ball. Well done to Nicholas Metcalf, Kane Gibbs. Very unselfish. Nick Metcalf is second of the last quarter. Just wait for Lucas to put the score up. It is Warners Bay 15-11-101. Nelson Bay 1-4-10. Very well done, Kane Gibbs and Nicholas Metcalf. Lucas Holmes.
ISC. ISC has been at the cutting edge of designing and manufacturing apparel for elite sporting teams for over 20 years, and they're proud to be the official apparel partner of the Black Diamond AFL.
Terrific transfer of play from the back pocket, Leo Vo, and got that one out. And the key to it was a handball from Zach Simons to Hunter that freed up the whole play. And Lodge actually did the right thing. I thought he hadn't gone quick enough, but there was a comment in the background. There was no one to kick to. He waited and did the right thing. So good to see the emergency contributing there. Crawley and Barton. The Warners Bay Ruckman have done a good job today. Barton hasn't had as much influence as recent weeks. Crawley. Reimer, good tackle and held in, and that's the type of thing that Warners Bay have done all day, is trying to get hands and bodies on Jaden Reimer. Ranieri's gone off him for the moment. Hunter's there, in and there and thereabouts. Crawley, well, no, Barton got that one. No, couldn't tackle Freund eventually. It's Anderson. McCartney, who I think is quite an impressive player, has a bounce, so he's got time. Oh, smothered, however, by the smallest man on the ground in Leo Vo. He'll be pleased with that. We'll hear about that tonight, Louis, at the WBH. I think Leo will be pretty pleased with a smother when you're only 5'4". Up the ball goes Barton. Crawley's got the run at that. Buffeted out of it, however. McCartney, Vo, again another smother. Ball comes scrubby kick out. Goes about 40 metres. Calorie in front. Deverell's got a well done, Calorie. Anderson. Barton. Good tackle. Calorie again. Finish it. Out of bounds and no point. That was a pretty good passage of play. Nelson Bay 1-5-11. Warners Bay up by 90. 15-11. 101. Lucas J. Holmes.
Hadn't seen much from Calorie there today, David, but saw glimpses then. Long kick deep inside of the forward 50. A shot. Nickel goes short, looking for Simons.
I think it might have been Lachlan, actually. Lachlan Deverell. Jared Reimer. This is Fleming. And Lachlan Deverell reads that beautifully, and away he goes. Chased by Spencer. Gives that a decent tap. Now they're away. If he gets a handball over to Lodge, he's away, Gibbons. No, he can't. Turns him around. Lodge is there. 1-2 handball is excellent. Good team football. Gibbons. At the back is Warner. Can't quite grab it. Chris Eddy's done just enough there to pull him off. Fleming goes wide. The impressive McCartney. Wood. Left-footed. Gets a decent bit of that. And Ranieri stays on his feet. Away he goes. Short. Not bad from Gibbons. Keeps it in front. Back to Ranieri. Needs to square it. Does enough to keep it in. Sorensen. 1-on-3. Gets a handball out towards Tristan Warner. No. Fleming comes out on him. Warner with a submarine handball. Warner. Another handball. Tries to be unselfish. Sorensen ball's not out yet. Corey Devill's putting pressure on, as is Sorensen. That's a very good tackle. And it's a throw-in. Good football there. Nelson Bay, under desperate times, really holding firm. And Warners Bay keeping the ball inside their 50-metre arc. Kane Gibbs and Billy Barton for this contest after 16.5 minutes elapsed time in quarter number 4. Umpire Fally gets that ball in. Luke Roach can't quite get it. Another crack at it, Luke. And ball goes out of bounds. $90 points the difference now at Warners Bay, 101-11. Important game today for Warners Bay, and they've done a very good job. In comes the ball. Gibbs has got the sit there, just manages to get Barton out the way. Ericsson off to McCartney, who's got at least 7 or 8 kicks this last quarter. Riley Warner steps one, gets it away just. He's the voice from Deverell. Spencer interferes. Crawley, unusual him kicking the ball more than 20 metres. Goes to Hunter. Riley Warner, can he finish? That'll be a lovely goal if he does. Doesn't. Out of bounds in the full. So 90 points the difference. 7.5 minutes elapsed time. And yes, as we were saying, Warners Bay, big trip to Adcock Park in a fortnight. And Nelson Bay have got a nice old trip to Newcastle number 1 while we're at Singleton and Wyong Lake. So that's in a fortnight. Next week we're coming to you from Manuka Oval in a beautiful part of Canberra. That whole Tilapia Park precinct is gorgeous. Looking forward to getting into Canberra again. Out of bounds in the full towards the shot put cage. And Lucas Holmes is looking forward to it as well, to call another rep game of football. Lucas, we did get privileged, don't we?
We sure do, David. Had very much the privilege to call 2 games of women's rep football against AFL Canberra at Passage Road 2 seasons ago, and indeed, as Deverell goes forward and chips towards, what's that, Gibbs?
And last intercepts. Go on, mate. And then last year we had more rep footy.
We did. Women's and men's game against AFL Sydney at the wonderful Adelaide Street Oval in Tumbiabi.
And now we're heading to Manuka Oval, the part-time home of the GWS Giants, and you know, it's a great precinct, fantastic ground, and a wonderful opportunity for our blokes to have a real crack at themselves against a pretty decent league. So, and great to call it again. So, cannot wait to get down there. Down there, Luke Roach intercepts with the handball, can't quite get it out. Calorie does to Eddie. Luke Roach comes back for more, brushes the tackle, gets a handball out to Warner somehow. Tristan Warner, that is, gets the ball up. Good contest there from Metcalf. Away goes Joel Eriksson, who's also been serviceable. Nickel gets but wamboozled. He's going to come back for a handball here. No, well done. Crawley will go to Stewart. Stewart's got time. Effective kicking, which he actually manages to kick it more than a metre over the ground. Well done. Great tackle, Barton, on Riley Warner. Mid-air job. Superb, Billy Barton. Oh, another great tackle, Warner. Oh, two excellent exhibitions of tackling there. Right in the last quarter. Our runner's got to get out the way. Hunter on Eriksson. A trip. That's what he's paid. He's touching his leg. So a trip on Eriksson. Or an ankle tap, anyway. Squares it. Goes short. Good mark at the back. Should be paid and is to Zach Simons, who Lucas has been quite good today. Link Stewart breaks for him. Stewart, double-handed drop, gets a decent piece of that, actually hits Kanye, and Big Gibbs takes that. That's a good contested mark. Short from Gibbs, over Spinks' head, and that ball's out. Spinks has done enough. I thought that ball was clearly out. Anyway, not paid. I'm not out there. Anderson, oh gee, he saw him coming and flinched at the right time. He would have copped a nice old head knock. Away they go, Spencer. Handball to Lamond. What can Lamond do? Beats Ranieri. Back to Spencer. Ranieri with a solid bump on Spencer. Crawley gets wamboozled. Oh, he couldn't kick it from there, could he? You're kidding me, he has. I reckon that's a great goal to Crouch, and it is. What a superb goal, Crouch, at a very, very, very tight angle. Goal to Crouch. Nelson Bay 2-5-17, Warners Bay 15-11-101. Lucas.
Prime 7. In 2018, Prime 7 has every big game live and free. Coverage includes 4 games every round on 7, mate, including Friday and Saturday night and Sunday afternoons. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
And they showed that superb game of football between Sydney and Hawthorn last night at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, Lucas Holmes. You were talking about on the way up here, and great win by the Swans, wasn't it? Really great win.
Sure was, David. Picked up a piece of information in that game as well. They were saying from the last 5 contests between the Sydney and Hawthorn football clubs, there'd been a combined margin of 39 points, David, in 5 games of football. That's how close they've been.
Remarkable. Calorie and Crawley. Calorie right-handed. Freund should go to Reimer. Hits him on his foot. Backs up. Fleming smothered by Simons. Metcalf, no-look handball to Roach. Goes wide. Now, here's a chance for Gibbons and Warner, Warner's got to stay on his feet. Does. Couldn't kick it from there, I wouldn't have thought. No, gets it close. Sorensen, who's been well held by Eddie this quarter. Kicks it straight down to Lodge. Can Lodge stay on his feet? Calorie in front of him. So, ball out of bounds with Calorie. 22 minutes elapsed time. Time left, please, scorers. Thank you. 2.5 minutes to go. Out there at that shot put cage at half forward flank. Crawley and Calorie this time. Crawley uses his body and forearm really well. Hunter, that's holding the ball, not paid. Vo, Lodge with a check side, gets it square. Danger ball coming. Tristan Warner ducks the tackle, needs to finish, does. Ryan Sorensen gives the salute. Tristan Warner's second goal. Warners Bay 16-11, 107. Nelson Bay 2-5-17. Lucas Holmes.
Star 104.5 FM. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and has proudly supported the Black Diamond AFL since 2005.
And when I drop Lucas Holmes off tonight, I'll be straight back onto Star FM to get me home. Great local Central Coast station. It's a good weekend for me next week. Get to see the grandchildren and the family. Be good down at Bateman's and then up to Canberra for some really good quality footy.
Yeah. And finishing Canberra just in time to see the Pies take on the Saints in the evening, David.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Not. Ben Hunter, the extractor, gets it out. Looking very fit for mine. And he's got a purpose about him. Lodge, good tackle on him. Just gets it rid of it. Now, what's the decision, Lucas? I can't see the umpire. I'm sure that the whistle was blown, but not paid.
Yeah, advantage was paid.
Advantage, so it was a Nelson Bay free. Thank you. Spinks handballs to himself. Keeps it in. And good tackle made. And umpire says, thank you, that'll be mine. Dying embers of this one here. Nelson Bay struggling. Warners Bay will be very pleased. Nick Turner has not come back out in the field, which is good to see. And I think they might be putting Jack. I think they might have put Jack Harbin in Cottonwall as well, Lucas, to be quite honest with you. McCartney, Spinks on him. Ball just out of bounds in front of Hunter. Lucas, Subway.
Yes.
Only a couple of players in it.
There are. Josh Nicol was definitely the best player on the field in the first half, David. Whether or not his second half's been consistent enough, only will tell, but he's been right up there as Josh Nicol, in my opinion.
This is the bloke from mine that I think has been the most consistent all day, and that's Hunter. Nicol was superb in the first half. He hasn't had much to do. Wood with a left footer. Matthew Spinks has also been good today. Good to see him. Good step. Gets a handball out. Crawley goes as long as he possibly can. Gets it up to a contest. On the side there is Gibbs. Corey Deverell, who's been in and under everything. Chris Eddy, good tackle on him. Hunter. Reimer's been okay. And here we go. The Queen Mary's Foghorn says, we're finished here at the Dick Burwell Oval. Warners Bay, 16-11, 107. It defeated Nelson Bay 2-5-17. Nelson Bay's goal kickers, Jaden Reimer and Aaron Crouch. Lucas Holmes for Warners Bay, please.
For Warners Bay, the football club. Goal kickers, 3 for Jack Harbin, doubles for Luke Roach, Kane Gibbs, Tristan Warner and Nick Metcalf, and then singles for Matt Spinks, Ryan Sorensen, Riley Warner, Sam Gibbons and Corey Deverell, David.
Comprehensive four-quarter performance. Marty Ryman, the Warners Bay coach, will be very pleased. Sean McGrath's got some work to do. However, they've lost so many players, Lucas. We were talking about the players they've lost, the quality of them. And they're real quality player. Reimer went very well today and kept on going, but Ranieri did a serviceable job on him. Subway Morissette, I think Reimer's the only one in the contest for Nelson Bay, but he wasn't the best three players on the ground, in my opinion. Certainly Josh Nicol, I think, has got a lot of the football. Ben Hunter was very good. McDonald was okay. Hardman explosively in patches. And so for mine, it comes down to Nicol and Hunter, in my opinion. And are you agreeing with that?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think for consistency over 4 quarters that Ben Hunter will get the Subway Morissette Award. So Subway Morissette for Ben Hunter. Thanks to Brendan from Bar TV for doing a great job today. It's good to have one of the head honchos here with us as the umpires come off. Everybody will be heading towards jackets and some warm clothes and probably a quiet ale. Lucas Holmes, thank you very much for your work today. As always, great to have you in commentary with me, and we're looking forward to next week now, mate.
Thank you very much, David. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait to speak with you again next week at Monaco Oval in Canberra.
Lucas Holmes said it all. Next week we're coming to you from Monaco Oval in Canberra. A massive representative clash. BDAFL against AFL Canberra. Monaco Oval next week. Put it in your diary. It's going to be a huge game. On behalf of Brendan from Bar TV and Lucas Holmes, my name's David Ridden. It's a very good afternoon from Dick Burwell Oval.
G'day, Rabbit and Julie Goodwin here from Star 104.5.
We love the Central Coast and we love our local sport, especially the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL.
You're looking for a feature-packed premium SUV for your family? Check out Hunter Haval and their range of affordable SUVs.
We want to give a massive thank you to all of the Hunter Haval Black Diamond AFL sponsors.
Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club,
GE Industrial Solutions, ISC,
Prime 7,
Bar TV Sports,
The Entertainment Grounds,
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery,
Marks Men Workforce.
Please support our sponsors that support us.
And we'll catch you on the radio 6 to 9 weekdays on Star 104.5.
Introducing luxury you won't have to sell the house for. The new Haval H6 from $29,990.